Okay. I have begun recording.
I have as well.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Internet. It is
Hi,
us,
people.
your favorite GenSekai crew.
The best GenSekai crew.
There are other GenSekai crews?
Not yet.
Maybe, I don't know. I think some people have looked at it before. All right, anyway, hi, we're here. Sorry, I was astutely listening in because I got a little bit of feedback from somebody and I was trying to figure out who it was.
I'm pretty sure it's Dallas playing FGO on the side.
Oh. I will turn the volume off.
The Dallas and the curse of the mic sensitivity.
Yeah, it do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I had to turn Dallas down a little bit just so it wasn't so prominent.
Yeah, I pushed him to 90. Though actually, I could probably keep him a little higher just so I can make sure I can hear him because I will edit the audio version.
You won't hear any more FGO feedback because I just turned the volume off.
But white noise is very easy to clip in Audacity. Anyway, hi. This episode is an actual play.
Hi.
It will be audio posted to our patrons. We have some very cool patrons who have lists of names that in a reward for the amounts of money they give us. I list here. In case you don't know why I shout out certain patrons at the start. So that list is Aren Harp, Mike G, Call Me Zed, Carlos, Dragon, Ferris, Philly Size Bird, Jeremy Vasquez, JDV 9000, Just the Fate, John Sandoval, Starlight, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Reezer Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Trevor, Shumpire, some guy named Bob, and Varian the Crow. And if you like what we do and want to see us do more, you can support us on the Patreon at we appreciate your support. I don't do that accent nearly enough for you guys being in the Polis League, but it's fine.
It's fine.
I think I tried to do that a little bit when you were in Venice, just a little more. Ombre will not sound like that. Technically, they're like the equivalent of like, Gibraltar or Morocco or something in like the geometry.
Ah, soy more España.
Yeah. But all right, with that out of the way, hello, we is the GenSekai boys, as I said earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have just received a mission, not from God, but from a very nice but scary lady.
From a dragon MILF.
Who gave you a cat in order to speed you along your quest.
You mean
She
Ryahn
said it's
familiar?
dangerous to
Yes.
go alone. Take this. Handed you a box full of money and a magic cat.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Not the strangest job I've taken.
Wait, a box of money? Like,
Yeah,
right.
remember you could have paid like 5,000 gold.
Right, I didn't add that because I didn't actually add that to my number because we didn't split it yet. We didn't take it yet.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I totally forgot about it too.
Yeah, I think you guys were too bamboozled by the rest of the thing. But yeah, no, she dropped like I think it was like a 5K chest on you.
Yeah.
All right, then everyone. I guess everyone add 1,250 to themselves.
Yeah. So.
How the fuck do I math this?
So yeah, there you go. You've got your cash money. You've got Grimulkin with you, and it's still like mid morning. It's like 11's.
11C's.
So you guys know that you should be heading in the vague direction of Ombre. Mathematically speaking, if you were to guesstimate, which probably would be Leona or Ryahn guessing, because I suspect that they have the best map sense of anybody on the crew.
Probably.
What is that?
I think Porter has a pretty good geography also. So.
Yeah, but Porter's dumb.
Oh, no geography?
Yeah, it'd be no geography.
Yeah, Mortis had that. Morticia does not.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I can't say anything about where. Oh, I should tell Dallas this because he hasn't been listening to our been in our other chats or stuff. In my notes now for your player character, I just have it written down as Morti (X), just for whichever Mort it is now. But yeah, I had no idea what state Morticia would be in, and I know Porter's not good at math.
No, I do have 3 in no geo, but I only have a 1 in, so that's 1 yellow, 2 green.
Mine's worse than that, but I've never put point skills for a long time.
I'm an opposite situation of that. I have 3 int, but I have no geo. So
if you with your powers combined of detecting, but no, basically those of you with like I said with navigational sense, would guess that based on your previous travels by air, if you went via the Heavenly Maiden, the airship, it would probably take you, 4 days, maybe 3 days, with fair weather, which, Lady Telencall did promise, but you aren't flying right now, so.
Are we still
that's
in
kind
a
of your
capital
situation.
city?
No.
Yeah, no, you're on the Sapphire Isle, right? You went back there. Technically, you guys would be where we last left the screen. Would be just leaving the Academy of Witchcraft.
Yeah.
Okay, then Morticia is probably going to try and pop by Venitus for a second.
That is several hours by boat. Also, didn't you guys arrive here via airship?
Yes, but it is 0 hours by Morticia.
Oh, do you still have teleport?
Yeah.
Okay, well, roll them out. You have to roll the teleporty.
Or actually, I do have a question. What has a better trade score? The place where I have my house or this?
Ooh,
For finding
They might be
exotic
equal.
items. If they're equal, I'll teleport to my house.
Let me go check that up.
'Cause I gotta drop some stuff off there anyway.
That reminds me.
Yeah, Morticia seems to be planning a shopping excursion, so for the rest of you have some time to calculate what you're doing while I go double check numbers.
Well, if we're gonna have the benefit of the
Let's see.
trade, it's never not a good time to do some mercantile endeavors.
Yeah, Venitus and Tay have the same -2 rarity mod.
Okay, then I'm gonna go to Tay.
Right.
Just because I have a house there that I can store some of these items I'm not using right now.
Let's see here. Wholesaling, no process of buying stolen bulk items. Easy.
If you guys want to go to Tay, Morticia can take you, but Dallas needs to know that because I think every person is a black die.
No,
Or is it
it's
only for
I think
multi-dimensional
it's
travel? Let me double
I
check.
think I might get one for free, but I think it might be every person beyond the first.
Let us double check.
Don't remember though. But let me check. Magic Fencer.
You may bring up to 5 allies, but add 1 black to the check for each ally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so it is
every
one
ally
black
is a
for
black,
each.
and you have a cap at 5. But yes, if anybody wants to go to Tay to get anything done. Porter probably not, because it sounds like you're looking for mercantile endeavors, bulk buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How much encumbrance do I have left in my damn?
Accept away, okay. Ryahn, do you need to do any shopping? And if so, would you want to take a brief ethereal jaunt to Tay to do it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can do probably most of the shopping here in the Sapphire Isles, so.
I'm right
Sounds
back
like-
briefly. What is your project list right now, Ryahn?
I posted earlier.
In that case, it doesn't sound like anybody's going with you. Dallas, go ahead and give me a
No.
daunting 4D
Yeah, it's
teleportation
just a
check.
daunting check. Yeah. I will activate blood
Oh.
magic for it.
Yes, that is an Arcana check. You
I'll
can do
only
that.
activate blood magic 2.
Double check. The story's not going to be set. Yeah, let me fix that.
Because blood magic does not require story points.
Oh, it just requires wounds.
My other ability does.
Wounds.
Or...
I have plenty
Yes,
of
okay.
those.
I have a question. Do we want to keep Blackie in the cart?
I mean, this doesn't seem like a decision Morticia should go on, considering neither she nor Mortis has ever really made that much use of the cart.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm asking. Like, I have my portable vault.
Leona has a portable vault.
Yeah. Like, I'm about to stuff mine with extra goods though. But I'm looking at the card and Blackie and being all like, I'm usually of the opinion that if we don't need something, we should leave it. And Blackie would probably be better suited to maybe, stay. I think this probably would then mostly affect Ryahn then. Wait, wait. Where's your runic forge, by the way? Is that still in the cart?
That's in the cart.
That is important.
Yeah.
It's very heavy.
It is very heavy. What's the E
It's
on
very
that?
heavy.
God dang it.
Like 5.
So what
It's
we need to
always
get
looking
you is a
like,
portable vault.
Let's teleport.
Yes. It is something I was going to work on at some point, but other things keep coming up.
Well, you are going to take it. At least you're planning on taking an airship ride. Again, you haven't talked to the Heavenly Maidens about that yet.
Oh, I plan to. But
they have a decent amount of space to spare on the boat, the Heavenly Maiden, the sky boat.
Actually, I wonder if they would be willing to run extra. If they'd be able to run goods.
I mean, they got 5 months consumables and 600 encumbrance capacity.
That might require some negotiation with Pepper.
Yeah, I don't know if you could use all of it, but
No.
you know.
Let's see here. Well, if
For sure.
honestly, for this, I probably want to offer actually Dr. Pepper a what's the term? Basically, a fee for ferrying us in goods, and then maybe a percentage of the profits, maybe. But Aren, would you be opposed to just buying a portable vault for your runic forge, or maybe just have it stashed in my portable vault?
That'd be fine. I mean, as I said, I was eventually going to get one. It's just I was kind of planning on having it be part of the armored adventurer carry that I eventually make. So,
Well, if you don't mind, I can hold on to it until you get that all figured out. You just gotta.
yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It is on my top 4 things to finish up. So,
All right. So, was there anything else in the cart?
At some point, I believe Leona had a lot of things stashed in the cart.
Well, technically, I would ask to make use of the cart now that I've failed my teleportation check.
What do you need the cart for?
A giant set of plate armor.
What is the E of plate mail unequipped?
I think it's 4.
Let us look.
3 or 4, something like that.
Table. It's armor mods, not the armor table. Table 3, armor. Plate, full plate, E4, yeah.
That's a lot of armor.
A lot of armor.
It's very nice, high quality armor. Mortis had it, specially commissioned.
It was specially enchanted too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you just need to hold the plate armor? I can stick that in my portable vault as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try to teleport again tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll hold on.
something.
I'll hold on to that as well. I got the space. I still got 30 encumbrance free, and like I said, I'm gonna
Whenever
ask.
my cooldown ends.
I'm gonna ask.
I'm pretty sure with teleportation you can keep trying. The problem is that you're continuing to make daunting checks. You got away with
I'm
just
gonna
merely
try.
1 advantage now. Also, you took 2 wounds
I'm
for
gonna
that.
try one more time.
Oh.
I'm gonna add 3 wounds.
Jesus.
Okay, gonna be down 5. Well, you got a trip ahead of you, but
Oh yeah, just to no. The only thing I have in
Also,
my
I can heal myself.
the only thing I have in the cart is just I think some torches and I think some fine clothes because everything else I moved else into the vault or my bag of holding.
Well, what do you want to do with those then?
I'd like them back.
What do you mean back?
The cart's at a different place.
no,
like
it's in the hull of the airship.
Oh,
Okay, there we go.
I thought
Alright, take
right.
your
No, we got
train.
back there. Okay.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
went back and then we went
Alright.
to the.
You guys went to Venitus. I think you fucked around in Venitus for like a day and a half, technically.
man, I think we did a bunch of
Oh, okay,
shopping.
then it's probably.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just put it in my vault. I guess.
Morticia discusses the plate mail with Porter and says, "Wait, hold on. I think I've got one more." Bam.
Okay, let's just move them into the vault. I guess.
All right. Well then.
I gotta be honest. I don't know why Leona
can-
owns 3 torches.
Starting gear.
Yeah, what I mean is I don't know why you still own them.
Uh,
Throw them in your trash compactor. Give them to your retainer.
Fine, I'll give him what she wants. If you want to have them.
But let me see here, Blackie, you're a fine
Well.
horse.
Uh,
I enjoyed our adventures together, but it's time to bid farewell. Let me see here. She's just a normal ass horse, a good horse.
Yeah, just a draft horse.
Let me see here.
Fine, I guess we can go back to the guild or to find someone.
I'm gonna try and sell her.
One wagon, one riding horse.
So riding horse, it was a cart technically. Ooh, excuse me.
Right, vehicles don't check how long things take unless it is like a big thing like an airship, right?
What?
I'm asking because if we don't have
no,
the
I
cart,
need you to clarify the
do
question on
vehicles
that.
affect how long travel take?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically the speed level, but you didn't have speed because the wagon's not a vehicle.
I then somebody should.
Strictly speaking, yes, your vehicle speed should be accounted for some stuff, and I think I made maybe some notes about that in the mercantile thing. But again, the vehicle did not. The wagon is an animal accessory technically.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so they're both 400, 400, and a riding horse is 2, so it'll be difficulty 2. I will try to find a good price for it.
Sure.
Yeah. I still have no negotiate, but I have 4
A
presents.
lot of presents.
Yes, I do. Let's see here. So that was, I believe it's 1 because the max is 2. Do I have anything that affects? No, I don't.
Technically, I think you guys bought the cart before you guys bought Blackie, so there were times when the cart was definitely not traveling faster than you.
No,
Yeah.
man. Me and Mortis used to take turns pulling it. Braun 3, baby.
And at the time we had like carrying all of our shit was an issue.
Listen, you guys wanted a lot of shit, and you didn't have a lot of money yet. Now you have a lot of money.
I do
Possibly
believe...
less shit. I don't know.
Kind of, some of us do.
Let's see. That's 2 successes. That brings it up to what, 50% of the original price?
Yep.
All right, so that will be 200. Everyone take another 50. Yay!
Yeah. So the only thing I actually have left to get that doesn't require something else, I guess, is literally we just feel like Hama era.
Okay, so how do I roll on the rarity table?
Hey, what rarity are you trying to acquire of item?
9.
Okay.
What town are you in it first?
Well, you
Thay.
did teleport to Tay.
Oh, what's the mod on that one?
-2.
Minus
Okay, then
2.
it's 7.
So it's a
So that'd
7.
be
1, 2, 0, 1 is simple. 2, 3,
I'm doing my
4,
long
5,
shot
6,
one first.
7. That should be 3. Hard.
So hard
yeah,
what
because
check?
0, 1 is 0,
Hard negotiation check.
What
Unless
is
you're
the
buying
negotiation
something
based off of?
illegal.
and it's Skullduggery.
I don't know
Shoot,
if this
nice.
is illegal.
What are you trying to get?
Fairy steel mail?
What is that?
You are not going to find that
Okay, fair enough.
at this rate in this area.
Where's that listed?
That's fair.
It's a magic item.
All right.
Magic items.
So,
Okay, so that was my long shot one. Now a more reasonable item that I wanted to find was a ranger's cloak.
All right, that is normally 5. That would be 3, so that would be easy, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Negotiation
negotiation
based
check.
off of presence.
Presence. Yes.
Right? I actually have a presence score.
Oh,
Stat adjustment.
like that.
Disbelieve.
Well, you're going to see the dice rolled in a second.
I mean, Morticia does.
Lucky, were you going to say something earlier?
I would basically like to go as Captain Peppa if she be willing to ferry us down to the city of, what was it, Ombre?
Yes.
Ombre.
I've just noticed that the crow cloak is just a unique version of the ranger's cloak.
Pretty much.
That's nice.
That's kind of where I started.
I mean, it reminds me of like Baldur's Gate items, where it's like in like early old TRPG games, where just like the unique version of this common magic item. It's cooler.
All right. You can get your ranger's cloak at the listed price. Is there any other small items that you would also
I
like to
think so.
acquire?
Hold
You
on,
rolled a
let
lot of
me-
advantage.
Let me check. Because there is an armor an armor mod that I was looking at. Because I think the
Let's go to a
armor is
fine-
mundane enough that they definitely would have it.
A fine cloak.
But it's the mod that would need a thingy.
Which is
He's looking.
I'm trying to find the armor mod table.
Table 4. Weapons and armor attachments.
They don't list the rarity next to them.
Yes, they do.
they do.
You gotta look at the
Oh, they
table.
do?
Table 4.
I just didn't see it.
Yeah, price slash
It's right next to
rarity.
the price. Yeah.
Ow.
Oh,
Take
that's
on.
very rare.
Interpret terms.
Okay, I'm probably not gonna be able to find that.
What is it?
10.
No, I meant what is the item?
The Shadowbound.
Shadowbound.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, this dealer probably does not have a Shadowbound in his back pocket.
I think I got mine. I think I was able to do
No, that's
that, but
fair.
like the whole thing to that setup.
Deflective plating though.
Yeah,
That's
that's
easy.
more common. Yeah. Yeah, it's a rarity 4. Yeah, this you know you go to basically like the equivalent of like a tailor's or armorer's, and they'll sell you a ranger's cloak, and also you're like, hey, can I get some extra deflective plating? And they're like, yeah, sure, on the house. Throw it in there. Bulk
Yeah.
orders.
Okay, so would I be able to negotiate my way to 50 gold off of the price of the items in total? Just to make math a lot easier.
What's your total amount you have, and
Trying
how
to
much you
buy
paying?
an armor mod, and a ranger's cloak.
All right, so you roll the negotiation. You
but
can
the
get the
total is
cloak
annoyingly
just at the
something
listed
50.
prices. With your advantage on that, what also is the armor you want to get?
Lemillar?
Lemillier.
Lemillar.
Lemillar.
Let's see. No,
With
it's like
me
600.
dropping my sword, it's important to get my defenses a little more even.
Yeah, you can pay the list price for the Lamillar as well, but with your 4 advantage on the check, the guy will basically throw the 450 gold worth of deflective plating just in for free, no additional cost.
Okay, so 3,100 in total.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Players are doing business. All right, so now my range defense is 3, and my melee defense is 3.
By the way, I want to point out for chat, because they might also have missed it, but this is very funny
Or no, my
because
melee defense is 2.
Mortis was wearing Lamillar about the same time that Leona started wearing Lamillar, but upgraded to plate mail, and presumably your
Actually, no,
Mortis-sized
no.
Lamillar armor went somewhere.
No. I had Mortis's, and I had it basically entirely refitted with Sick Wave.
Oh, okay, so you have Mortis's old
Yes,
Lamillar armor. Okay, that's
And I had it
even funnier.
refitted because I had a bunch of mods put onto it, so like
That's
it basically got
even
remade.
funnier.
So. Yes, I didn't want to bring it up
You
till now.
actually have his old Lamillar. Okay, that's good.
It's been entirely reshaped to fit her body.
Yeah, because it has to fit somebody else. Okay, but yeah, all right, so that's good. Okay,
That's pretty good.
all right. Does Morticia need anything else from the cloak store? From Cloak and Barrel?
Cloak and Barrel.
No, but
Oak and Quiver.
now my defenses are a little more even.
From Calvinius Clinius?
Sir.
Okay, then Porter goes to talk to Captain Pepper.
Yes.
Probably deflecting questions from Gwen, because I was going to bring this earlier, because she's probably like, hey, why are you selling the horse? Don't worry about it. We'll come back to that. So
You
yeah,
want the horse?
so you go speak to Captain Pepper, and you say you want a lift to Ombre.
Yes.
She kind of, scratches at her back of braid and said, wow, Ombre way, huh? Well, wow. What kind of meeting did you guys have?
Porter looks skyward and be all like, I'm not sure if you believe me if I told you.
Maybe you could try me sometime over drinks. Okay. Well, funnily enough, we were originally planning on heading more southward, before, obviously, turning on a dime, because you guys were needed a lift at least part of the way to Longu. It wouldn't be too much trouble to turn it around and go that way anyway. In particular, Ruth and I were planning on going down to Ombre because she kind of, looks at Porq out of the corner of her eye. How familiar with Ombre are you, Porter?
Porter kind of makes an uneven gesture. Was like, I visited once, didn't stay too long, didn't really get to take in the sights.
Yeah, it makes sense. Ruth and I are looking into the naval grave. Ruth kind of, inserts herself excitedly. Yes, the harbor is quite large, but well sheltered by big seawalls. We've got, boom chains to defend the harbor in times of attack. Anyway, there's a lot of shipwrecks, some of which date back to the original Lemurian schism in the water outside. Could be valuable artifacts which we can repurpose for our further studies. And yeah, Pepper just kind of nods along and says, also, I, know a few people out there. You got a line on some stuff, some business. And if we were ever to go out towards the nearby jungles or the Sand Sea, I've heard some rumors of some lost dwarfish outposts I've been wanting to chase down. So yeah, we can take it easy. It'll be a lot short of a trip.
Yeah. Porter nods along and's like, all right, but two for the ports on that. It's like, you and the Heavenly Mayday have been mighty kind for carrying us around headway and that way, and I think it's only fair that we properly pay our fees. What is the normal going rate for taking on passengers?
Airship travel? Well, I mean, technically it can be a little expensive, but that would be for a passenger ride. I kind of, pulls the lapels of her shirt. I would want to make sure you're paying in accordance with accommodations.
Porter.
After all, you're only using the old the crew bunks. Let's see. Usually, I think it's like she does some quick math on her fingers. Usually, I think it's like 5 GP per day.
Porter nods and he's going to count out. Let's see. There's 5 of us. Count out 35 GP and place it in Captain Pepperhead. There we go. A week ahead of time, just in case. You never know what might happen.
Sure. And obviously, she, puts it into a pouch on her, work apron. She's got like a blacksmith's apron over like a captainy type clothes. And obviously, this is just a courtesy between friends and colleagues. But we appreciate keeping up for the maintenance, and you guys have helped us out with some, some stuff and some things.
Mm-hmm. Now for point 2. Like, how interested are you carrying goods from here to Ombre?
Well, I kind of ponders. I've done a little bit of freightering in my time, but I come from a Smith family, Porter. Not really, merchants. It's a different caste.
True enough. Well, I noticed that the Heavenly Maiden's cargo hold ain't necessarily filled to the brim with goods, so I was wondering if you might rent me some of that space.
All right, okay. This much I understand. An arrangement could certainly be made. Yes.
It's like, I'm trying to think, like, what is like a good rate? Because I'm gonna do we want to?
Well, probably the question then is, what sort of mercantile work are you looking at taking? Because I designed a couple of options.
Probably just wholesale right now. I'm just gonna try and buy a bunch of goods cheap here, and sell them for more when we get to Ombre. I think that's
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
That is the wrong tab, me.
Yeah, if this was our airship, we'd probably be using trade routes, but that's what Captain Peppa's getting. She's getting trade routes, so
Yeah, so you'll go for a wholesale. In that case, yeah, it probably would be. She would take the 10% fee for shipping it, basically.
Okay. So she'll take 10% of the profits.
Yeah.
Okay, then that'll be easy enough. I tried chocolate pepper. We can just shake on it.
Yeah.
All right. How much cargo space does the Heavenly Matey? Well, will Captain Pepper be willing to let Porter use?
Let's see. You've got up to 600. She could probably block out like 100 of it for you.
All right. Well,
They do probably have a decent amount for their own. Their own adventuring extra nonce.
I'll eat a buy.
Well, let's see here. I was doing this out of my own pocket, but let me see here.
Depending on how things go, it's probably going to help you collaborate on this, but...
I mean, I don't know where you are right now. Let's see here. What is Sapphire? What is the exports for the Sapphire Isle? That's a good question. Where's the travel log? Travel log.
Sapphire Isle Industries, mining, fishing, ranching.
Really? Okay. Well then, mining, ranching, and then probably a lot of foodstuffs. Let's see here. And foodstuffs is, I do believe, the easiest one. Well, you know what? Fair enough. I shouldn't go too crazy with, doing that. So, yeah. 01. Yeah, so just go with food stuff. Price per E5. I'll spend 500. Well, I'll set aside 500. I would like to negotiate. But before I negotiate, I would like to see if I can track down a couple magic trinkets that will help me negotiate better. Because I have 0 in it. I would basically like to get 2 rings. Where'd they go? Magical gear to complaints. Here they go. One general one and one focused one. And I'm gonna get the upgraded version of the focused one. So wait, does the 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does the rarity modifier apply to magic gear?
Yeah, I think it still does apply.
Okay, so if it's here it's -1 or is it -2?
Yes, it's -1.
All right, but that still brings it down to 3, what makes it an easy check if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, 0, 1, 2.
I mean, I don't know if you consider this cheaty, but you could always just send me the order and pay me back when I get home if you want to use the rarity 2 instead.
No, it's fine.
Technically, you guys are out of link bead range.
Oh, right, we're out of link bead range.
Yeah,
Never mind.
you teleported a couple provinces over.
7 easy.
And for the sake of not making this very complicated, I will not make you roll to teleport back, even though I technically should, and it would be very funny.
I'm going to roll to teleport back. I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, that's full price, 3 advantage though.
Morticia
Well,
comes back,
get more goods for the same price, so like bulk buy.
It is already a bulk buy. How much E were you gonna block out, by the way?
100. Well, I thought this was for the magical items though.
Oh no, this is the magic items. Okay, yeah, that's right. You're going that first.
Yeah. Get both at the same time, I guess.
Well, that's what I was doing.
I mean, yeah, I presume you rolled on the higher rarity, whichever one that is, right?
They're both 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if.
Oh wait, no. That's a lie. That's a lie. Actually, I did this wrong. I forgot about the rarity. Wait, actually, did I forget? It's -2 here, right?
No,
-1. All right. No, yes, I did do this wrong. That's supposed to be another difficulty die in there. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Hang on.
Reroll, add D. Not D. Actually, I think D will work because it is a difficulty die, but P is usually easier.
Okay. Safe. Only 1 advantage. You know what? I'll just let that ride. But Porter gets 2 rings, which he will wear on his right hand, on his pinky, and no, let's actually go. Let's go with his pointer and his middle finger. I'll mark that down later. I'll come up with nice names for them. And now I'm gonna go roll for the E.
All right, there you go. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna go full hundo.
Yeah, full hundo.
All right. Okay.
Omega.
That's 5 gold per E. So yes, what's up?
I would like to also swipe one more armor mod.
I
I feel like they should definitely have this one, because if I remember correctly, Tay is the Longu ambassadorial place.
Yeah, you're looking for Silkweave.
Yeah. Very good.
You should just say Silkweave to start before just.
Well,
I
actually,
know I'm not saying.
But no, that's relevant.
I mean, also, your orders are literally. I also that was literally putting in the same mods I have on my armor.
Yeah, we noticed. They're good mods.
I mean, they're good mods.
By the way, well, no, I'll wait till you get back before I say it because you're not here.
Silkweave is lower rarity and cost, so yeah, you can total that one in as well. You roll like a shitload of advantage. It's fine.
I just marked down the 300. That is cheap for that good of a mod.
Well, it only goes on lighter armors. I think the toughest armor you can put it on is Lamellar.
Yeah.
But let me see here. So it says on the chart that the food stuff is 0 to 1. For this, what would be the rarity?
I think technically no matter what it becomes 0. It's either 0 or it's 1, and then it's reduced to 0.
True enough.
It's either or. It's simple.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if
in this context.
B and then success, advantage.
Also, fun fact, and keep this in mind for any of the rest of the buying you want to may do, because Pepper probably would have cautioned Porter about this, and it may percolate the rest of you. Ombre is technically a frontier city. It is a +0, so it is while it is a large city, it is on the fringes of the Polis League. It is not necessarily easy to get shit there.
It's better than of a real. I forever just been scarred by only -2 ever. Only +2 ever.
All right, so I do believe that is a
fuck ton of profit.
Yeah, well, let's see here. So what's that? Reduced by 35?
Yeah.
Okay.
Off of 500.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I just look back to see the roll.
Money moves.
100.
It's like 35% more. 35% off.
Of course.
325 GP, Porter.
All right, well, I'll pay that, and I'll have it sent to the Heavenly Maiden.
All right. So yeah, you've probably
So,
got barrels and barrels and barrels of salted fish.
What I've learned is blood magic is useless.
Yeah, I noticed. Oh, that was a lot easier coming back. All right. So yeah, Porter goes down to the dockside and orders big barrels of fish. Literally 100 encumbrance worth of fish.
Remind me not to go into the cargo hold this trip.
It's salted and dried.
Possibly smoked. Listen,
Nah.
Porter doesn't necessarily have, a perfect negotiation brain, but we didn't roll any threat or anything on this, so it's you would be going to merchants, buying in bulk, knowing that you are planning on a long distance journey, so you would be getting very well preserved foodstuffs.
Yeah.
But you are all together again.
Omega, are you good with what I said earlier?
For which thing? Which part?
To basically style it like a gown instead of a cloak.
Yeah, kind of. It'd be more kind of like a throw, because it's got to be. It's like outerwear. It's not
Like a
wearable.
mantle.
But it can definitely be something you can put like on. In the context of your armor.
1,300 for 2 magical rings. I already spent my fucking... Okay, I gotta turn my number lock on. I keep fucking doing that, and it's driving me mad. Alright, so 1,300 for 2 magical rings. Well, I should say magical enhancement rings. And then 325 for... That's a lot of fish!
It's a lot of fish.
100 E of salted fish.
Yeah, I guess just to clarify, I think Leona's probably just hanging out with Ryahn right now.
I mean, Ryahn's doing shopping. We haven't gotten to me yet.
That's fair.
Alright, but nope, that's it for me.
All right. Did you have anything else, Porter?
Nope, that's it for me.
Oh, it's I meant Mortis. Sorry.
Ah.
Morticia. No. Okay.
In terms of buying
Mort.
stuff, no.
All right. The only complete item that I'm looking for is I'm actually going to look for a bag of holding,
Fair play.
which would be rarity 7 in the in Sapphire Isles. So that'd be what, 3 difficulty.
Base 8?
0-1, not 0-2. 2, 3,
Oh, it is base 8, yeah. So hard.
6, 7. Yeah, it is 3. Yeah, hard.
Yeah, I was counting down from the top, with 10 being 5, and yeah, 8, 9 being 4. So
I counted up with my fingers. No,
Oh, okay.
we have no bags of holding.
Well, bags of holding then. All right.
No bag. No.
Wait,
bag.
actually, no, even give a fuck enough wouldn't matter. Never mind.
Also, how would you? Oh, I mean, that would be. I guess that would be asking
my
where
fucking
the heck are
purple
you to be?
Like I
helping?
said, I just said earlier she would be spending time for Ryahn because there's nothing else to do for her.
Yeah, and then I said I'd be out shopping. then you
And
didn't
I'm
say
okay with
anything
that.
Okay.
else. I don't care. It doesn't
Sorry,
matter that
I
much.
looked away.
It wouldn't have
earlier
mattered.
because I was thinking about.
All
whether or
right, so the
not
rest of the stuff I
hypothetical
would be
flashbacks.
doing for would be, let's see, what?
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? That's what I'm gonna do.
So how much of materials will I have to get to design and craft the notepad that Leona commissioned?
Okay, well, let's see. That would probably counts as a utility item. It's a thing that does a thing. So, double check myself.
And in fact, I believe, as Ryan kind of determined, like it's not going to be infinite because that would be way too hard.
No, it's just
It
like
just
it's
has,
like thousands of pages compressed.
It
into
just
like
has
hundreds.
a
Yeah.
different spatial spot for this ton of paper.
Yeah, so that is a utility item. That'll be the raw materials for that are going to be 1,000. They'd be rarity 3 normally, but it's rarity 2.
Okay.
Not that that actually
Still
matters.
easy. Yeah.
Still, yeah,
Brr.
because it's an item that provides a narrative benefit.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change this to equipment and then list things on where they are. And that way I'll be less likely to fucking forget them.
Actually, I will be helping you. I got a boost to this because I need some.
Yep, fair enough. Reroll at unless Leona has negotiation that I don't recall.
I
don't think she has more than 3, so.
No, that's true, and she definitely doesn't have 3 presents.
Okay.
You do not find the right materials here that would suit your needs. You know, you're looking for like to make this. Obviously, you need high quality paper and probably some advanced aetherite or other raw materials to actually make it like compressed space, and they just don't have enough of what you need. I need 1,000 sheets of paper, and then I'm gonna crush them into space. Okay, it's a lot of paper.
Yep.
Let's see. With 4 advantage, though, I would. Main problem is I don't know if you're coming back this way. Normally, I would be like, well, we can put it on back order for you. which I guess the vendor would offer.
You can always use Morticia's delivery service.
True, but then Morticia would have to ferry, giant sheaves of printer paper.
I can bleed for it.
Teleport does not technically say, you get like piles of objects. You got to carry it all on your person if you want to tele. But yeah, no. So the merchant would, like I said, would offer to put it on back order for you first, and then if Ryahn doesn't want to do that, I would probably, as the GM, be like, well, is there some other side benefit you'd want from this?
Well, I am also going to be looking for more crafting materials. So maybe.
All right. What's next on your list then?
Wood and oils and other materials to make some sort of staff along with the amber that I harvested.
You don't need to pay any additional cost for materials to make the staff.
I don't. Okay, I didn't know if there was any. Yeah, okay.
No. Yeah.
For that. In that case, probably shouldn't bring that on board. The Heavenly Maiden. Don't think they want me actually working on the armored adventure carrier on board there, Chip.
I mean, Ruth's got a workshop. Eh.
Well, no. Ruth has her room, and then she has the engineering engine room of the boat. Though you do recall, there's probably several hundreds worth of loose space, but yeah, I don't know if you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to impose that much. So
you have to ask first.
Okay, then let's see. Let's go down.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much that would cost. You'd have to tell me what stats you want, and then I would.
Yeah, I'll actually.
Because the expanded player's guide does have a calculator for vehicle generation.
Okay, I'll have to look at that.
You can take a look at that and kind of ballpark what you're looking for.
All right, well, I guess that's it. I was not expecting to fail all of my checks, so.
In that case, yeah, if you don't want to put it on back order, they can probably, asks like, oh, you don't want a back order? You're going somewhere soon, sir? But, eventually you're going to Ombre. Can basically probably, write you a little letter of introduction. It'll be harder because you won't get -1, but basically they can write you a little letter to somebody they know in Ombre with a magic shop, selling raw materials. That'll give you, 4 advantage, give you 2 boosts on this same check in Ombre.
All right, I'll take that.
All right, yeah. You get a little, writes you a little letter, hands it to you.
Okay. And with that, I'm done with my shopping, so.
Okay. I still do have one more thing I needed to talk to you about, Omega.
Yeah?
But it's not shopping related, so.
Is it something you would be taken care of before you? Okay. So you guys will have plenty of downtime in the air to craft. So we can double check with that in a second.
Well, I wanted to get No.
Well, do you need the raw materials
I
to
also
craft?
needed to talk with Captain Pepper about something.
Well, she is available.
Oh right, they haven't told any of the Heavenly Maidens about this.
What exactly is happening?
No, that I've turned into Morticia.
Well, there was. I'm pretty sure there was some discussion. Because you were skipping out of your bunk rooms and stuff. There was some discussion about staying over the island that one night. So they may have an idea. Ruth was technically in that library that entire time, but yeah, no. If you want to talk to Captain Pepper,
She had wall of books.
Just wanted to ask if she needs any additional help around the ship.
she kind of looks you up and down and says,
Such.
well, not as such. I don't know if you guys discussed it, but the Porter, be paid your ways through, so you guys are all right. For any traveling, feel free to kick back. We don't really need any help per se. Oh, the Porter did buy a lot of barrels of fish. I know I said he could get a lot of stuff, but it's a lot all at once. Gonna take a second and roll it on.
A lot of
Probably as you are standing
Being
there,
parted
there's
on,
just
yeah.
people rolling barrels with a big fish sigil in the side, just rolling them on board. If you guys want to leave anytime soon, we could probably use a hand rolling that up. But no, we don't. I think we got most of our duties on board.
That shouldn't be any issue. I will sprinkle some seeds on the ground, and basically conjure a few constructs made of essentially wood, plant constructs, to just do very basic manual labor
All right.
of move barrels of fish.
Technically, I should probably have you roll a magic check for a narrative use, but this is.
I do have to roll a check just because I don't get my bonuses because, unfortunately, I would normally make undead, but I feel like that would be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
You can attempt to cobble together. If you're gonna create a small group of basically like the stat equivalent to scarecrows, probably go ahead and make me an average primal check. I assume you want to use.
Yeah.
Narrative time is not necessarily bound by the the whole spell rules, so we'll just average it out, make some guys.
That would be funny. Boost to this because it is conjuring. All sorts of stuff that make conjuring.
Yeah,
better.
all right, you're
Okay,
fine.
so yeah,
You still take the 2 strain, obviously, for spellcasting, even in
Yeah.
narrative time. But yeah, no, just some spindly little reedy wood boys pop up out of the ground and they're start rolling barrels. Pepper just kind of Petra.
They don't look very healthy.
Just nods and okay, that's handy.
But yeah, because unfortunately, my entire aesthetic is essentially rot and decay, so not exactly the typical druid sprightly creatures.
Yeah. Just tell me when you cast Scarlet Aeonia, buddy. That's an Elden Ring reference.
I should clarify, I'm not a ginger. I'm not just I haven't
No.
actually played Elden Ring yet either, so I don't know any of these references. I bought Elden Ring and then my computer exploded.
Fair enough. We just know that we don't want to go.
Did it explode because of Elden Ring?
No, I don't.
No,
think
it
so.
exploded because the graphics card just said, "No, I'm done with you."
All right.
I'm tired. I'm going to sleep now.
All right.
Okay,
I'm tired
all right.
and I work with fucking children.
We're gonna say something else before that. But yeah, no. Okay. Does remind me because I want to bring it up because some of you secured some stuff. I actually have figured out how the sacred wood you gathered from the grove works.
Hella.
Oh,
So in common, this would be called golden wood. In Longu, the phrase is nanmu. It's known for, despite being a soft wood, so it's very malleable. It doesn't decay over time, and it has that kind of cat's eye sheen we talked about when you polish it. It's to be aromatic, ward off good luck. So you've got the raw materials, so it pays off half the cost you need for crafting. So it's like double halved for out of pocket expense. And if you make it into a magic implement, it gives you those benefits. You can when you cast Augment Barrier or Mask on another character, you add 1 success to the results and heal 1 strain yourself. If you succeed on any spellcasting check, you can re-roll it, re-roll a number of boost dice equal to your ranks and no rules. If you use it to craft, it increases your difficulty by 1. Because, materials increase the rarity. Normally. So there you go. I figured stuff out. Okay. All right. So yeah, is that all of your shopping ends?
I'm done with shopping, but there is one last thing I would like to do before we decide to head out.
Okay.
I would like to pen a letter to one Sir DeForest, noble of Veritas, informing him of our travels and our plans to stop by Veritas in the coming weeks. I will say. I'll give us some wiggle room there, and I'll extend him an invitation to join us in our travels, as we will probably be heading eastwards on a probable, most likely going to Longu endeavor. Porter will be a good opportunity to have a few good adventures and expand his horizons even further. I would also like to package in the sword and shield of the Tree Knight with a strong suggestion to hang them up in I don't even remember the name of our fucking tavern.
The Scion's Share.
The Scion Share. The Scion Share with just the good old arms and armor of a Tree Knight of Verna under them. So we'll add some flair to the Scion Share. I couldn't remember the damn name for it. I just remember we have it.
Yeah, that's okay. The name doesn't come up as often. All right, okay. I was gonna allude to this earlier, but we were handling other stuff. I was gonna say I know X wrote technically was thinking of Leona bringing it up like on the boat ride back, and if you really want to frame it as a flashback, you can. But I was also thinking you guys are gonna have a lot of time up in the air to just also have this conversation.
Well, technically, I still need Morticia to make a scabbard.
I do not need Morticia to roll for a scabbard unless you really want.
Scabbard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but to say I don't really need her to roll that out.
Yeah. I had Porter bless it.
Yeah.
Your sword is bad.
It's bad, and it should feel bad. Judgment stare.
It's karmically bad. It's not evil.
It will not feel bad.
But no,
I'm just imagining as Leona says, it's karmically bad. It's not evil. Just here, blood.
Well, they don't. I really Porter could speak Longu, so it's better.
I didn't say it was evil. I said it was bad. Those are two different things.
But
is there a cool kanji for blood? Yes.
Yes, there is.
Is it just the aura it produces? It just makes that symbol around it all the time.
Yes, no, definitely. Whenever you look at it, it just the kanji for blood is just
just an aura.
That's what the scabbard's for, to like hide that.
But how much would it be to send a letter and a package to?
Okay, the package part's probably expensive. Let me double check our services. This is literally why I have a goods and services table.
Yeah.
Yay.
Postage, 1 gold.
Yep.
Ship a couple items. Let's count that as 3 postages.
Very well.
Still not a lot, but yeah, call it a triple postage.
I will pay that.
Oh, actually, this reminds me, because Porter brought this, or technically Lucky brought this up off mic. All of you should probably mark off at least, let's see, is a dungeon ration 1 day's worth of food? You'd probably call it mark off a dungeon ration anyway, because you guys were basically out all day at that island. It's just that we were doing lots of other role-playing stuff. So those of you who need to eat should probably chip off your ration reserve, because you were out there for a while.
All right, so that expenses, I send that off. Okay, cool. I have successfully planted that seed. Ha 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 ha. And
no, Omega has to have that conversation with himself of like, does Aslan DeForest want to go all the way to fucking Longu?
Well, like I said, it's an invitation. He doesn't have to go.
Think about it.
Other things that they were on the way there, but that's a whole other thing.
Well, like I said, I don't know. Like again, I will not assume that we will always get a ride from the Heavenly Maidens. Like, so who knows? It might not be, just a hop and a skip over. We might have to take it by foot. I don't fucking know.
Maybe we should get a vehicle.
I'm eyeing buying an airship. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and we shall see what fortunes await you in your new destinations.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I know Axe really wants to get to this, so
I don't know. I'm like fucking nervous.
It's fine. I was gonna say it's a natural point for it because I, the GM, already know Leona's backstory. We've discussed it before.
Some details might have been a bit changed as I had to like make it coherent, but yeah.
Well, I was planning on because I'm not especially if you do it as a flashback. I'm not any characters in this scene. The boatman's not going to harsh your buzz, so I was going to actually
Sure.
like step away for a second if you wanted to like get the ball rolling there. Otherwise, we just pause and take a break. But whatever's comfortable with you.
Sure.
Ow. Sorry, it's me stubbing my toe on my fucking footstool.
Part of it. Depending on how people feel about it.
I mean, my attempts to chivvy it along have worked. I believe everybody's gone through their shopping list.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Water. I guess I'll have that. So, I think as the group are drinking tea, Leona asked, because I asked the question of all, do you guys remember how last session ended?
Ish.
I mean, we
were
finished
all
talking
drinking
with the
we were
dragon
sitting-
lady.
Yeah, Leona was going to basically explain why she calls herself a fuck up as we were sitting at the table drinking tea.
Oh, I remember that bit. Yeah, because I made a joke about it.
All right, we had to murder someone. I do remember that.
I don't remember that last part. I thought we were still at the school of last week when we ended. But...
Yeah, we were in a meeting room.
Yeah, but I do remember the part because Leona got the hair tied around the ornament and showing the true Drake's favor, and I remember Leona going, oh, maybe they won't think of a fuck up, and Porter's immediate reaction was all like, wait, who thinks you're a fuck up? Did you need a thumping? Archie will thump him too. And then Porter turned Archie and made him look like he was nodding.
Okay, that makes sense now. Because I didn't think we had left the school yet at the very end of the last
No, we
session.
hadn't.
So
No.
But we definitely had the conversation about that. I remember that.
The point being is they were drinking tea. There was, I guess...
I mean, I think we were done with the tea because we were done with our meeting with the dragon.
We didn't even get to the tea until after she left.
Actually, are you like hyper fixated on this being a flashback?
No, it was more just... It was reminded that in that moment, as we were sitting at the table...
It's a flashback, I guess.
It doesn't have to be, I guess. At the time it flowed together in my mind. Do you all want to know why I'm here with all of you? Do you want to know a poem? Or do you want to know the whole thing from the start?
I mean, your reasons are your own, Leona. I was like, I'm not one to pry. It's like, but it's been pretty evident that something's chewing at you and it's not letting go. If you want to share your story, I'm here to listen.
It does seem to have chewed at you a bit more since your friend arrived. I glance at whatever form Ishimaru is currently in.
Uchiwata. I think there's still the raccoon dog right now. So. I was
Sorry.
born a middle child in Rutus. My mother was the captain of a fire brigade, or a fire lance brigade, and my father was a courtier. So I think he's rose up a bit more now, considering they moved down into the capital.
Ryahn raises his hand. Is Rutus a city then?
I believe it's the border city.
Ah, very good. Okay. Sorry, not want to stop you. I know nothing of Longu, so I was not sure about the name.
Oh, that's fine. I was raised in how to use a sword when I was young, though. That stopped once I showed too much enthusiasm in trying to win at all costs. And my mother took it into her own hands to discipline me and train me like any of the rest of her soldiers. So I learned how to shoot and a few other things. I didn't have much freedom in my own life until eventually my little brother happened, and he was old enough to have his own life. The only freedom I ever got was like for a few years, so I ended up doing a lot of dumb things. I ended up just taking a lot of things that I probably didn't need to, but hey, when you're a name of someone of some importance, people look the other way, especially when you can tip them really hard. If once they notice something's wrong. For most of my life, I always felt this something wrong inside of me. There's always this distant longing that nothing I'm doing is worth it anymore, or maybe ever will be. And eventually, I could hear that voice better. So after a few years of just being tired of never not being my own thing and just being like an extension of my own family, I gathered every rumor in town about anything special that I could maybe use to just carve my own path. And it turns out that one of the local noble families descended from a great sword saint to lead a great army back near the founding of Longu. And it was supposedly a magic sword used to kill hundreds of demons and other things. And so I sought out to steal it and take it and maybe use it to make a name for myself. I waited and plotted out how to get in there, and there was no issue until after I had taken the sword, and as I was walking out, it seemed like I was just a guest leaving on their own, an attendant found me, and I let the sword I just take guide my future, and I still remember being covered in blood. I don't know if he died, but I ended up dropping the sword and knowing immediately it was not magic. It took me a while to understand why it wasn't, but that's not here or there.
Porter snorts.
I immediately went home. Actually, no. I jumped into a river to get all the blood off of me. And after, letting the wind dry me for a bit, I ran home. I packed everything I had. There's everything that I could do with. And I said goodbye to them, to an old friend of mine. Hope she's doing okay still. And I took the closest job that was going out of Rutas. It was a bunch of, I guess, in hindsight, they were just a bunch of, black market smugglers that just illegally put stuff over the border without trying to look suspicious. And I joined them on their caravan back into the desert. I got a bit too comfortable with them, and I think I told them why I left. And they all kind of, halfway through the desert, they kind of just ditched me. They told me to walk because they didn't want anyone to have a reason for them to assume they were suspicious at all. Which I think, if anything, is a bit more of their own hubris. But after that, I had to walk. And in the desert, I encountered many strange things and many strange visions. I had learned that voice in me was not my own. It was the memories of someone else. It was the memories of someone who spent all the time living in a forest, keeping out, complaining about young trespassers and being very awkward about their own achievements and their own odd interests comparatively to everyone else around them. All that feeling of self-longing and discontentment was never my own. It was entirely someone else's. And it's only as I was dealing with the blowing winds of a stand, of the sands of the desert, having just killed some weird cactus creature and eating its fluids to sustain myself. Not my finest hour. I had come to terms that I had thrown my life away. over something that wasn't mine or never needed to be. Eventually, I encountered the Gatai, and they helped me get across the rest of the desert. And eventually I just kept traveling westward as possible. Because by that point, I was determined to, I guess, make a name for myself, repair the damage, do something in my life. Maybe just cut all ties and be Leona Skystride, the adventurer, who maybe, I guess, saved a country once or twice. And
Porter at this moment will stand up, walk over to Leona, place both his hands on her shoulders, and take a deep breath. And then headbutt her. I was like,
Take a wound. Not really.
and I was like, that's for your mother who you left your mother and your father who you left alone. Porter
it's still
looks,
there. It
looks,
only been worse for them.
And how would you know that, Leona? How would you, going to, be tried for your crimes and maybe talk about the problems you have with your family of all things, made things worse? How would running away across the desert because you couldn't bear to see what the results of your actions did? How was that better?
Because for most of my life, I didn't think they ever wanted me around. I never did anything. I didn't get to spend time with them anymore. I was treated more like she treated her own soldiers better than she treated me.
Maybe it's because she had expectations of you. Maybe she wanted you to be better than her soldiers. Maybe she wanted you to rise to something. Maybe she was trying to put some discipline in you because of your reckless actions. But no.
You're right. I didn't understand that till, I guess, a few weeks back.
Porter sits down heavily. Again. It's like, I can understand that maybe you weren't all there. Maybe something was wrong. Like, honestly, a lot of your story goes over my head. It does. This inner voice thing. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm dumb. I'm a pork. But I understand family, and you have done them a grave misservice. That being said, Porter will bow. Will bow. Thank you for sharing your story. I feel like I understand you a bit better now.
Morti's just gonna go over to Leona, and kind of. I assume you fell over from Porter ninja headbutting you.
I think she's sitting down now. Yes.
I'm gonna grab you in a giant hug.
Oh no, your bones!
No, a nice hug, not a crushing hug.
That's not how you spell headbutt.
That is not how you spell headbutt.
It's a headache.
But I understand needing to run from something. And what's important is you realize you have to face what you're running away from.
It's why I was afraid to go
Always
back.
care about you.
Wait, sorry, I said dual, but I was leaned back from my microphone.
You're saying that. I don't know how reassuring that feels, but thank you.
Well, now it is more important that we go to Longu, because otherwise this is just gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me a lot. I don't like this. I don't like it one bit.
It's bugging me my whole life. It's fine.
Well, then you probably should have gone back sooner.
Think about it like this, Leona. You've known me my entire life.
Not comforting. That's not comforting at all.
That gives a look. Like what?
You've all
Very
known me
glad
my
I'm not
entire life.
anybody
I'm
in
about
this scene.
3.
I mean, Grimalkin or Uchiwata.
No, Ramon's not here yet.
Yeah, I guess we're doing it beforehand.
No, it's supposed to be after that meeting.
Oh, after that part? Okay.
Yeah, because it has to be like after she left and we're in that room. Sorry.
Well,
As I bet the whole time.
That you probably could have phrased that one a little better. I thought this was back on the boat after like Morticia's discussion. I don't want to bog down the storytelling with stuff, but if it was you guys were in like a
I guess that after that now it's like so. Uchiwata, what did my family know? What am I charged with?
regarding what parts exactly?
Did that man
Charges?
die?
I don't remember any charges.
Did that man die?
Kind of thinks to himself. Very nervous, big sweat drop. Well, to my knowledge, nobody has died. I am certainly no hunter of bounties, my lady. Not the context in which I was told.
Okay. They probably did what I expected then. Yeah. But
Well, all that I'll say, Leona, is the pacing on your story's off.
well, any tips then?
Be more direct with it.
I guess it did kind of meander all over the place.
I'm sorry that it was very emotionally painful for me.
Oh, I'm sure it was quite emotionally painful for you, but it's better that it's out now. Now I can ridicule you about it all the time. Now, I'm sure that will make you feel better.
It will only make me not want to go more. Yes.
Oh, don't worry, Leona. I have already the master from this blessing in this, and I will tie you up and throw you in a sack if I have to.
Can we do the initial plan of like, or at least could you help me do my initial plan of like, I don't know, getting them gifts for anything, and maybe I don't know, like having a list of accolades I've done, like something to like make it not look bad.
I was like, oh, don't worry, Leona. I plan on helping you and sorting this all out. And I'll continue to do so, but you will swear, right here, right now, on whatever scion you wish, that you will not run away from this any longer.
I planned on not running it anymore.
That is not a swear, Leona.
I swear on the grace of the Golden Child that I will see my family again.
Excellent.
Imagining a distant, like,
I mean, she's wearing the charm on her neck of like Pablo, so.
That's nice. Yes.
Who's the golden child?
Oh, the Longu version of Pablo.
Ah, okay.
Also,
At the very
if
least,
Ryahn
Leona
knows.
did not
Also,
swear
Ryahn
by
was
her
directly
sword.
talking about having like outsider memories, but like in a weird, I guess, Eastern aesthetic way.
Like I said, Porter's an intelligent one. He didn't get the metaphor. He
No,
just
that's more for that's just for Ryahn because there's a whole thing.
Mortis also does not.
Well,
think there's anything-
it sound the way you phrased it sounds like more you're having fever dreams in the desert.
also.
Well, probably she talked about having before the desert, but yeah,
I thought you were maybe cursed.
fair.
Also, would Morticia, Mortis, or anyone really think anything weird about having voices in their head?
For you, probably not.
That's just a thing normal people experience.
No.
Listen, we haven't yet gone to Therapy Junction and the cave of character development. I'm sure we'll sort it all out soon.
Why do we need a cave?
Well, because we're playing an RPG.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
based
I
on the
offered an
backstory.
opportunity. I don't know if I remember phrasing it that part, but I offered you guys an opportunity to go down the direction near a sanitarium, and you guys were like, "Nah, that shit's cursed."
Cursed.
I think that would cause more mental issues than cure them, so.
Look, Mortis is not going to go into his backstory until it comes after him.
That's what I'm mega.
Because avoiding your problems is how you solve them.
As we just talked about,
You make
no.
the problems come to you.
Yeah, don't worry.
Well,
there'll be a
look,
there'll be
look,
You got to remember, Axe. Mortis is the tank, so he's just going to provoke his problems.
Don't you
Pull
worry.
aggro on his problems.
Don't worry. If his problems cause AOE damage on this, there'll be a thumping for Morticia and Legion too. Don't you worry.
All right,
Oh,
but
that reminds me.
Oh,
Did
no.
I?
She is very aware. But that's a later problem. That's a problem for later Morticia.
Ryahn, I wanted to ask this actually. Now that I thought about it more,
Yes.
you mentioned your thesis once or twice, right?
Yes, I did mention it when we were talking about stopping by the Red Tower.
Do you know how to remove the memories of an outsider? Because I no longer want these memories in my life.
Are
All they've done is made me
you
feel grief.
sure they are outsider memories?
They're memories of a different lady in a world that's of a forest I've never seen before, holding, I guess, a gun that I don't think we've ever seen before. And also, like, she had, like, this, but, like, cooler, as she pulls out the arcane slate.
Hmm. When did the memories start coming to you exactly? As Ryahn starts taking notes.
When I almost... I... They make you remember things I don't want to remember anymore. Okay, fine.
I mean, you just talked about
When I
them.
almost killed someone in sword training.
Hmm. Well, to answer your question, they're memories. You would erase them just like you would any other memories by either dealing with them or forgetting them.
They keep coming
I
back.
would suggest dealing with them.
Okay.
It's much more
Permanent.
sanity inducing.
Fair. They're all just memories of a lonely and sad lady who just never thought she achieved anything in life. So I don't know how to undo that, besides, I guess, achieving more in my own life right now.
Yeah. Leona, I think you've achieved more than enough.
I would have to agree with Porter.
I am not an expert in past lives, being, a fae, my lady. But I believe that sort of thing is governed, by the gods. He makes a big gesture upwards. It sounds like a sort of thing that one would have to square away with them. I mean, big handkerchief energy. Much respect to the Golden Boy. And Great Forest Mother. Those are earthly deities. You're talking about something, spiritual, deep inside. You probably need to deal with the Lady Death or the Lord Moon or something.
Perhaps.
So we fight the gods. Got it.
No.
Did Morticia actually say that?
No.
I'm about to say.
It's
But you want to be like,
Porter will beat you up for that. Porter will totally, like, open the pork cannon on you.
Look, Morticia would fight a god.
Pork beam.
Probably Archteam.
She doesn't
They're
currently have any
dark
reasons
gods.
to, but she's not going to say no.
listen, the Eidolons exist for a reason.
Look, sometimes a god, as you put it, sometimes the gods need a thumping.
All right. Anyway, now that you all know my terrible life story, you must forever never
Also,
share it.
I do want to
Under threat of death.
double check, because like I said, I was away for a little bit. So that is that the backstory shift you've done? It was the incident is more of an accidental than an attempted thievery.
Oh, no, she did the thievery. It's just the murder part she didn't think that was entirely accident. She doesn't even know. Actually, I don't think it's a murder, but she doesn't know that.
Well, we'll find out when we get to Longu.
I personally.
I mean, listen,
from
we can. The rest of you, Leona can deal with her intrusive thoughts in her own way, but the rest of you can logic this. She was invited to a wedding. She's probably not a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah. My personal interpretation is that the murder, quote unquote, was part of a memory as opposed to something that was actually there.
I mean, she actually stole the sword. It's just she left there because it was covered in blood.
That's what I mean. I mean the part where you saw an attendant and killed them was part of a memory. Because you said you were compelled to do it.
I think she's more being poetic and being, I let the blade guide my future in like that moment of panic.
Well, Morticia doesn't know that.
Fair enough.
The fuck's poetry?
What's your charm score?
It's actually very high. Oh no, charm? No, none.
Yeah, charm.
Sorry.
The actual skill.
It's coercion I have a fuck ton of.
Of course.
Also, I want to make sure because I jotted this note down, but I think it was a couple weeks ago now. But you guys were asking, trying to remember who the name of that guy who had allegedly, as reported by Uchiwara, world's greatest snitch, the mightiest Danuki narc. But did I actually remind you guys what the name of that guy was?
No.
Okay.
Don't believe so.
Then I do have it. It was Lord Hyokawa of the Castle of Orange Blossoms? Trees? No, it was trees, yeah.
Yeah, it was orange trees.
It was orange
Yes.
trees, yeah.
But yes. Lord Hyokawa. Interpolate that no ways. Definitely don't read anything into this naming scheme.
It's going over my head, sadly.
Ice River.
Wait,
Yeah.
Omega. Wait, hold on.
Oh no.
I think I might be interpreting it wrong.
Probably.
I need to look something up.
No, it's just that. It's just it means Ice River.
But
I mean,
Cold
okay.
as ice.
Willing to sacrifice.
But yeah, I also made the whole bit of. I think the slight change is that it also the family she took it from was descended from a sword saint, and that's the whole because
No, I'm pretty sure that was an original discussion.
the idea is
the blade was supposed to be famous.
because yeah.
Axe, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing this, but we do not need to go over every single detail. And
No, that's fair.
We
I
have.
was just
I
double
agree.
checking because
Yeah.
Axe said he might have changed some stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the ball though.
Yeah.
All right,
It seemed like everything.
move,
was
move forward
okay.
then. Let's go travel then.
Okay. Anything? Any other further questions or comments for Leona?
I'm not letting her go anytime soon.
Okay. You were hugged for a while.
Eternal
until you have to
eternal
teleport.
hug.
Until hug.
Until you
I'm
have to
gonna-
teleport because you didn't roll the dice to take her with you. Haha. Continuity. Anyway.
I'm gonna take this train.
Let us.
Okay. All right. You're going.
All right.
Captain Pepper probably tells you because, like I said, you guys were shopping most of the day. It's probably mid to late afternoon. She's like, "All right, okay, we'll set off at first light. Your stuff is all loaded. You got everything. You packed all your bags. You good? Because we're gonna be in the air for a few days, and I don't plan on stopping. You paid for a direct flight.
Yes.
Let's go.
Alrighty. So yeah, next day, everybody gets a rest in once more, which mainly I think matters to Morticia, who is down 5 wounds and several strain. You can refresh all your strain and get one of your wounds back.
I would have probably healed the wounds out.
Okay. Well, you can roll them out to see how that is. Let's see. You're still constructs of mechanics. You are not
I was
above
gonna
half your
magically
wound
heal.
threshold, right? What was that?
Oh Jesus.
I cannot understand, Dallas.
Dallas, your mic is working.
Magically heal. Oh, is that
I need
better?
you to enunciate.
Hello.
There you are.
There you go. That's better.
All right. I was going to magically heal.
Oh, yeah. I think that still increases the difficulty by 1 if you're targeting yourself, because it says it's like doing a medicine check on yourself.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's primal, but yeah, it's still.
Well, that's what I mean. The way the heal spell works is it says you roll magic instead of medicine to heal, so you increase your difficulty by 1 to target yourself.
Dice? There are 3 purple.
I don't know what purple it is. You
Maybe
built the spell,
2.
Dallas. I'm telling you, it's +1 if you be vibing. Okay.
That's a Dallas roll.
All right, so you heal 2 wounds. I gotta look at the chart.
What does Triumph do again?
In this context of just a vanilla heal spell, probably not a lot. You don't have any critical injuries already, do you, or anything?
No.
Let me double check the magic chart. It would be very funny if you just wounded yourself again, but let me actually look up there because I think there's a couple. Ooh, sorry, excuse me. There's a couple for 1 threat. No, that other one's temporary. Okay, so it's your pick. You can suffer 2 strain or 1 wound.
Suffer 2 strain.
Yeah.
Puts me at 6 strain.
Yeah, you'll just rest and get it better. Okay.
Yeah.
You overnight. Natural healing if anybody got any stuff left over from the Reflesia fight, which I don't think you guys do. Yep.
Nope.
All right. Okay. Well,
insert Pokemon healing sound here.
yes. Actually, I prefer Final Fantasy in sounds because you're resting. All right. So you guys, it's a new day. The Heavenly Maiden is fully loaded up. You guys, settle back into your previous bunks. Get all your stuff on board. Wave goodbye, and get ready to set out. It's actually, we're marking a new transitional period. It is no longer Rose Crown.
Gasp.
You guys have been doing this a while. It is now going to be the first day of repose, month of Dio. The period of late spring, gentle spring winds and seasonal rains.
Krisha gets a shiver down her spine for some reason.
Yeah.
That's probably not important.
Also, it is that does mean it is a new month, so it is time to dole out your monthly 200, 100.
I think it's 200.
I think it is 200 as well. That's the number that jumps to brains. So let's
200 what?
Gold.
Yes, you have a boozness.
We should try to make more of those
for each. So yes, everybody makes 200 in your monthly
what
dividends.
Does my house thing make? Because I also have that.
That's true. That is still the wrong tab, me. Up. Homestead. 100 GP in profit for each PC.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're up to 300.
Yep. So 300 each.
3, 5, 5, 5, 5. 3 and 3, 5.
I have a lot.
It's per PC, by the way. So that's everybody gets 300. Just clarify. Okay. All right.
We should retire more businesses.
Well, there's only so much you're gonna be able to buy. This is not despite the additional rules, this is not technically like a Pathfinder Kingmaker or anything. You guys are, supposed to make the bulk of your money by killing bigger monsters and selling bigger loot.
Yes. This is not a Harvest Moon game.
That'll be a different RPG.
Speaking of Moon, I need to start on my crafting.
Well, for starters, I would like somebody to, do the usual business and help navigate. Somebody make me an average survival check.
I will do it.
Okay. You receive a boost die from some sort of mysterious, unseen assistance. Whatever could it be?
It's the ambient music in the background. I'm gonna check if I have anything else. Just double.
The winds are incredibly in our favor for some reason.
Also, technically, because the Heavenly Maiden has the map table, you would remove 2 black from this, but I don't think you've got anything going on.
Average, right?
The black dice in the first place. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
My dice
I think I have a better survival score than you.
Well, you have the power of respect.
I guess it's open to interpretation.
Alrighty.
Is 3 yellow better than 2 yellow, 2 green?
Oh God, I don't actually know. I'd have to.
I'm about to get 5. I'm about to get 5 in that, or agility.
I'd have to bust out the fucking probability calculator. Technically, I think an extra green die is better than just switching a green to a yellow, so it might be.
Yeah, but it's not by
So yeah,
a
you
huge
probably
amount.
have a better score than me.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So, Leona, you take the weather watch position, get up in the rigging, look forward, plot a course, and you guys are well on your way to be speeding. And yes, you guys have, your first day of travel ahead of you. So before we see what encounter you've got for the day, yes, if you guys want to do crafting, other stuff.
So, for aesthetic purposes and because of what I want to make, I wanted to do my crafting specifically at night.
Okay. Well, you don't have to sleep, so that's fine.
I'm going to try and forge a Mask of Shadows.
Okay.
Which would give me +1 defense and add a black to perception when the enemy is trying to figure out my identity. It's from the additional armor effects section you have.
And here we thought we got rid of all the Batman stuff.
Eh.
But I think did we literally say we were like we weren't sure if we got over all the Batman stuff.
Well, no. This is much less Batman, much more. I don't know what you want to say, like a witch in hiding. I'm trying to think of a good reference, but I can't. This is for actually just not being noticed, as opposed to like doing vigilante stuff.
What's the rarity on the fucking mall? Let me see here. 100 beats at
Yeah,
7.
okay, so you wanna.
So then,
Yeah.
do we round up or down? I always forget.
Down usually.
Down. So that'll be 3. So I think I bring that difficulty down to 2. And I have to make it a magic implement, so that will be divine. Oh, that's gonna be a pretty decent check, I hope.
All right. Yes, I had to double check my rules for using the enchanter table. So to deliberately pick off the table the effect you would like, which you were planning on, that's a daunting magic check, Dallas, for these.
Would it be a mechanics check?
Nope, magic. You were that is a magical effect you were creating with the shadowed.
That's
So
fair.
yeah.
Can I use primal?
Yes, you can use whatever magic skill you want. It is just a magic skill.
All right, here Lucky goes. I am crafting. Hua!
What are you working on first? The mala?
The mala. Oh.
Hey,
Nice.
there you go. You've done it.
Well, fuck. Let me go pull out a fucking table here.
Shots and tables and things.
Chods and tables and things. Crafting. It's like I'm really good at doing divine things or something. Crafting. Ooh, excuse me. Ah, here we go. Spending results on a crafting check. 5 advantage. Jesus fucking Christ.
No, there's not a training downtime thing.
Oh, okay then. I guess I'm not
No,
doing
you
much.
cannot farm EXP in your downtime.
I don't even know what I was going to be. I just something.
I mean, technically there is a training hall, but you would need a training hall.
Let me see.
I mean, like if you want, I said role playing stuff. If you want to just like practice your sword form, because
Yeah,
have,
'cause
like,
you haven't done that in a long
ability
time,
and stuff.
so
Yeah, you
been
want
a
to
few
just practice
years.
on the deck. That's fine.
Increase the narrative benefit or add a new effect. Will probably be the best one for the triumph.
So, question Omega. I am making a magic skill check, correct?
Yes.
All right. What magic it is?
I guess you can't do geomancy either.
Cut my life into pieces.
What is there from?
Omega, I have a question.
Ye.
So, if I was
feel
to
like we feel like these
save
are all
enough
the same.
materials to reduce the cost of the next simulator by half, could I spend that twice and just be able to make another craft and make another one? I don't know if I can pick these once or twice. I don't fucking know.
Okay. So that's the conserve the materials for next time.
Yeah, the 2 advantage one.
Saves on a material reduce the cost of the next similar item by half. It does not say you can pick it multiple times, so no.
Ah, you're correct.
The ones that you can pick multiples have parentheticals.
You are correct. I did not see that. Okay.
It's okay. That's why I had to double check.
Omega, I have a question.
Yes.
To clarify, this is a primal and not a no rules.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a skill check
Oh.
with one of your
Here it goes.
magic-related skills.
Under the light of the full moon. It worked.
Yep, you've done it.
Well, I still think I'm still gonna pick it just so I can still say I have some golden wood left over. Then I'll probably just have to.
So this reduces the price by half because of the golden wood?
No, that reduces the amount of time. Oh no, if you're doing the golden wood to craft, yes, that reduces the cost.
Yeah.
And basically,
That's why I added 5 purple dice. Yeah, so I just make the Mask of Shadows.
Yes, you have a mask that has that benefit.
Wait.
Very spooky.
I mean, wait.
Also, I forgot how...
We would technically reduce that by hours. What's up?
What is using it while crafting would increase the difficulty once? So,
you used a different material that would technically increase the rarity, so it would increase the difficulty.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because of how we generate
like
the,
I did.
the times.
I instead of Dauntless, mine was whatever 5 is called.
Yeah.
The Daunting.
It's formidable.
Okay, then I messed up. I need to add a die to mine then.
It's your last roll, so you can just do reroll add.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, so you're taking the full time, but you've got some days.
Yeah. So full time. Well, it's hours and equal to rarity, right? Yeah. That's not
1 plus rarity.
1 plus rarity. So
Yeah, it's minimum 1, and then it increases by rarity.
So that'd be 4 hours, and then honestly, this is gonna be a gift, so I don't know what I necessarily want it for, like a narrative effect.
I mean, you could just let's see, is that just increased narrative effect? As always, looking at my own rules, I feel like a insano person. Yeah,
I still got freaking 3 advantage left. What do I want to do? You know what? I will double down on the fucking schematics. I will now. Next time I make 100 beads, I'll reduce the difficulty by 2.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep. Yeah, you can't select the schematic multiple times in one check, but you can keep adding schematics.
Mm-hmm.
Refine the recipe.
But I increase the narrative effect. Oh, try. It kills me because this isn't for me. It's for someone else. I'm just like, well, I'm trying to think of something like, who is this gift for again?
Brother.
Is it the one getting married?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Technically, this is probably the wedding gift.
No, Potoshi. Yeah. Essentially, it might be. I think it's a good gift.
Actually, then.
Oh, the Triumph on it, and it's made of magic wood, so I would assume so.
Well, shit, I'm saving half of the materials, so if I'm saving half of the materials, maybe I can make it a pair set.
I'll make a magic one.
Yeah. But...
You don't know much about the bride-to-be, but you presume that she is also magical. Actually, I think I said that in the letter.
Yeah.
Well, wedding. I forget the name of it. Wedding implements, I guess I put it.
It'll just be a set of paired braces made from holy wood, you know. Sounds pretty good in my books, but I need. Well, honestly,
I mean, you don't have to use the Triumph for the Triumph results.
I'm probably not. No, I think about it, I'm probably not then.
Probably for like.
Because I want them to be matching, so one can't be wonkier than the other. That being said, whoops, I went too far on that. I cannot do that multiple times.
I mean, it's a really poor use of a Triumph, but you could just add a blue to the next time you make a divine check.
What's the versatility book?
Could I theoretically bank this Triumph to maybe have it have a shared effect with the second one? Like if I like
you're working on like it's turning into a twosome strategy.
Like I said, it's not going to be anything apparent, but it's just the set effect will be the wearers of these braces will know the general health of the other wearer. So
sure, you can do a narrative effect, and you can, because you're trying to do a double ski here.
Yeah. Okay.
You can set that to be both of them.
All right. I will. Okay, so I saved half. It's reduced by half. So if I understand that correctly, that means I should be okay to make another one right off the bat. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me make another one real quick. Here comes another 4 hours. This time
Well,
to
actually, in that case, before you roll.
Oh.
Well, actually, no. Never mind. Roll anyway. Dal stepped away.
Oh, okay.
We'll just technically you'll be doing the day's encounter between the two crafts.
Yeah.
Also, this means there's several downtime hours here between Morticia's technically doing hers overnight, so not need to worry about that as such.
I hope my navigation triumph did something cool. I hope it led to some kind of cool encounter.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Exactly. Well, Maggie, you got 2 threat.
Trent.
Sloppy.
If only you could convert all that.
No, you need a talent.
Yeah.
I need talents for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll probably just make you have to purchase additional materials with half the cost.
Oh shit. Okay. Mala.
Go into your bank.
Yeah, let's hit the bank.
You guys are covered in money, and we'll probably get more money.
Money.
But what I was gonna say was, because Porter is gonna, once again be down clown for like another, several blocks of 4 hours here. Ryahn, what are you doing on board the airship?
I am starting to build my construct.
Construct.
I had previously purchased the materials for it, so
How about you receive the additional pylons? Okay, that's a bad one.
It's an okay reference. It's not quite the appropriate time.
Oh well, that's 400 then. 100 beads.
Cash money.
Cash money flying out of my pocket. It's okay though. All right, but with that, I have made a set. Oh, let's call this a. I don't want to use the term married. That seems too boring. Interwoven, intertwined,
Bound.
bound. Ooh, that's a good word. A bound set of golden wood beads made. Actually, who's the scion that presides over marriage? Is that
Aphros.
It's Aphros. Okay.
Let me go find you the actual Longu name of that one.
That would be the appropriate framing. Also, it appears that Ryahn has succeeded.
Huzzah.
it does take 8 hours though. So
All right, so you're probably going to be possibly interrupted halfway through.
but
Aphros is Lady Fortune.
So, funnily enough, Leona did do very well on the check. You say you're hoping for something cool. I think the only two people who are available to make the perception check required for this are Leona and Morticia, because Morticia's not working until nightfall. So I would like you two, because Porter and Ryahn are hard at work, to make me a hard perception check.
Okay.
And Morticia is better at perception than Mortis.
Any blacks on this?
No, it's just a straight up hard perception check. Any of your usual modifiers you can add.
I swear if Gecko can always help me with perception.
I have to ask this question, Omega. I don't think it will apply. Is this a perception check to perceive forces which would be considered undead?
No, you are not sensing ghosts.
Okay.
Though I do. Does Morticia still have her spyglass? I think that
Yes.
gives you a bonus. Or does it just remove penalties
It
for
gives me a
seeing things
boost.
far away?
It does, but also gives boost.
Yes, then you should get a boost on that. Does Gecko have perception as a skill?
Let me do it. I think he does.
I mean, he can probably give you on a skilled assistance.
He has brawl, perception, range, and vigilance.
Okay, then yeah. Technically he is a rival right now, so or a nemesis.
Wow,
actually,
that was a
who's
good
there.
boost dice.
So he can either give you his skill rating, or he can give you a blue, not a purple, a blue. You don't want purples.
My pool was steadily better than his, so yeah.
All right, he can just give you a boost him.
Boost.
And you're raking in those triumphs. Okay. All right, so while the boys are hard at work below, as I just in my mind, I just instinctively conjured the sounds of people, crafting right in Maelstrom HQ in Limsa, just tink tink whoosh,
Glimmer.
tink
Glimmer.
whoosh.
The sound of a glimmer sound.
Yeah. Wing. Yeah. Well, they're hard working at that. You guys are above deck, don't have anything better to do. And the both of you spot a what looks like an unusual bank of clouds. Like I said, it's while this is a season usually for seasonal rains, spring showers type stuff. It's early growing season kind of a thing. The sky's pretty clear. You got a nice clean fresh breeze at your back. It's cool. The ocean is stretching out below you. But there's an unusually solid and dark block of clouds. Almost looks a little scintillating in color. And from this distance, Leona, with your Triumph, you can tell it's kind of like a piece of cloud, which almost looks like it has kind of like forms like an island. Like it's just like it's a solid block of cloud that's just kind of hanging out there, and it looks kind of like structured and ordered.
Cool.
So just the dials of my binocular maps are like, is that a sky island?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's made out of cloud.
Nifty.
All right.
Alright.
You guys gonna signal the ship to pull over?
Sky island.
Why would we do that?
Because it's neat. Do you have any Skylands have you seen?
Cloudberg, straight ahead.
Tell them not to hit it, but
Right.
we haven't. I don't know.
Cloud
I mean,
Yeah, Porter comes up from between Mala. Yes. If pointed out to you, you can probably see it. There's a weird block of cloud. Kind of looks like it forms, almost like an island. This is the vague shape of like, I guess you'd call it a hut.
There's a hut on there? Huh.
Yeah. The hut is also made of cloud.
Well, that seems neat.
Yeah, it's neat.
Well, look at that.
It's right here. You can pop a brake ski. Also, Leona does own a flying carpet. Don't forget. Do not forget that
yeah,
flying
I
carpet.
have it.
gave you.
I can pull it out of the vault. Yes.
I also have a flying turtle. Tortoise, excuse
Also
me.
true.
I also I have wings.
But yeah, no. If you guys don't mind, popping a breaker, you guys can pop over.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Ryan can only hover. I cannot fly over there on my own.
All right, then I guess.
Well,
we
you-
Your maximum height is medium off the ground. You are not there, but you guys can ferry over. They can park the boat close enough. You can run a line.
Alright.
Well,
Bother them.
well, let's go say hi.
Yeah, I guess. Then
All right, so
the
you
carpet.
guys
Ryahn and her will
find
go on. Yeah.
a little, like I said, a little chunk of cloud, which seems to form like a little island in the sky.
Mhm.
The cloud does not move. It's a little more darker and solid in color. You can see, as you guys get closer and actually get there, there is a little like divot in the top of the cloud, which forms a little pond of rainwater and dew.
Cute.
There is a little hut of cloud. Growing around the pond are some airy little ferns with indigo flowers called sky fern.
Oh,
Hey, Omega.
Yeah.
Can I make a no? Would it be survival or no dungeoneering?
For what?
What lives up here?
That would be no
Clouds.
engineering to check for threats. You can make me an average check.
Gotcha.
I really actually want to engineering too. Actually, for this, just to like, what do I know about Skylands? Or that'd be geography.
Actually, technically for terrain, I think it would be rules.
Oh,
You're trying to figure out what a thing is in physics terms. Morticia, checking your knowledge. I mean, like at a first glance, this island's pretty small. Structures like this that are kind of held in place, most likely are the work either of some wizard, some mage who does not appear to be home right now. With a little stash or something, or perhaps could be related to elementals or fairies.
Oh, it looks like no one's home.
Well, I'm not gonna go into someone's house when they're not there. That seems weird.
Yeah, that seems rude.
I mean,
I
if you want
guess-
to look in, because there's no doors or like shutters. It's just it's all made of clouds. So
Can I
I
even
guess I'll
knock?
look in. Is there a
you
door?
No, there's no door. There's a doorway, but there's no door. Like I said, it's
I guess
kind
we'll
of
like look in a
hut.
window to see.
It's called
So-
pardon us. I didn't want to hear. Look inside a window.
Porter just raps on the cloud. It makes kind of like a, like you're knocking on a pillow sound.
Thump.
That's thicker than I thought it'd be.
Just a soft woof sound.
Yeah, there's, you look inside. It kind of looks like maybe there's like a cloud slab for a bed, and there's like a cloud table coming out of the cloud wall. But yeah, nobody seems to be in. You guys probably have enough survival between all of y'all. You would know that the kind of sky ferns going in there, they're edible. You can use them as a leafy green, but also their roots and seeds produce a bittersweet drink with an effect similar to Lemurian coffee, though the taste isn't quite the same.
I guess could we collect the seeds without killing the plant?
Probably, yeah. If you wanted a little bit, you can be. You guys know what you're doing. You can be gentle enough. Inside, though, you do see one piece of non-cloud-based furniture. There is a chest of kind of like a blue, a blue ceramic glaze, kind of a lapis outline, and orichalcum burnishings. It's very shiny, and it looks like it's been sitting there for some time.
I think Leona's just gonna direct the carpet to go in. It's like, hello, we're looking for your. We're gonna take some seeds from your house if you're not here.
Who's we?
Ryahn is an accessory by the fact that he's also on the carpet.
It's by proxy.
Because I am going to take a small clipping of Skyfern.
Yeah, you can. There's a very healthy amount around this. Like I said, there's a little pond of just natural dew and rainwater that collects.
What level of survival check would it be?
If you guys want to harvest, it's pretty simple. Probably an easy check.
Ryahn seems much more interested in the actual cloud itself. He's kind of poking it with his staff and trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think I'll
If it's
probably go inside just so you can
natural
look
or,
inside. It's
created.
structured, yeah.
This does seem to be, from your best guess, Ryahn. I don't know if anybody wanted to roll no rules on it.
Of course.
I can make a new rules check now. So
Yeah. Could make a average check.
I collect the fuck out of that Skyfern.
Yeah, you get some small samples. Transplantable, perhaps.
that would be for yellow. Average.
Yeah, Leona, by the way, if you want to specifically get some of those seeds, so you can
Yeah.
make
Alright.
some sort of sky
3
brew.
successes to advantage on knowledge rule.
All right, okay. I mean, this makes sense because you are an air aspected mage, and this is probably the kind of thing you think about regularly. But yeah, judging by the structure, you guys actually have previously encountered a similar kind of solid cloud structure.
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
That was
it.
occupied by a flight of nymphs.
Yes.
Of
yeah.
air fairy.
Mhm.
I remember that.
This is not quite like that. Like, your best guess, you guys definitely did not stop and talk to those nice ladies. You did not want to get pulled into whatever was going on with them. That was probably like, an extension of their natural magic and affinity for air. This is a rigid structure. It's simplified. If you had to guess, though, this seems to be some sort of, alteration magic that a caster made and anchored here as like a little getaway. Looking at with your extra successes and advantages, looking around, it doesn't look like they've been here in a while. The even with the clippings that Morticia has taken, and if Leona will take some seeds, the garden seems pretty full up. Quite an excess of growth. The reservoir of water is all the way full, even probably like rimming a little bit over the lip of the little pond to like drizzle down below.
I did want to add.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask.
I want to ask if like I saw the traveler's charm for like is it a boost to foraging? As well
Yes,
as one
that
capper
does
like
apply, yeah, if you want to
Alright,
safely
cool.
gather the seeds. Technically, you could roll, like, I don't know, 4 threats and, like, fall off or something, so yeah.
At least we'll glide slowly, so I guess
Well,
someone
yeah,
can grab me.
that's not a... falling damage is not a huge concern for y'all right now, but it's just... It's something that could
It's
theoretically
more just someone's
happen,
not
so...
controlling the carpet then.
Well, you probably want to get off the carpet and stand
Simple,
on the edge
right?
and gather seeds. I know.
Easy,
Average.
easy.
Well, from what I can understand of Silent, it seems like it was created with magic. I'm not exactly sure which kind, but the sort that we usually use to alter the earth seems to have been used to generate these clouds. Likely made them permanent, and well, it doesn't seem like whoever made them has been back for a while.
It's like someone made a house like, but using the clay of the sky, essentially.
Sort of. The rules allow it, so it's not that odd.
It's miraculous.
I'm sorry. Did
I don't know if
Leona say it's miraculous?
Yeah, yes.
Porter
miraculous.
chuckles and is like, you haven't seen nothing yet. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else here. I'm gonna head on back.
I'm just gonna go look at that chest.
Don't go look at that chest.
I will
Chest.
grab Leona by the scruff. No.
What?
It's very shiny.
Not robbing random people.
I wasn't even gonna open it. I was just looking at it.
If you,
It's very shiny.
you can
Got
look
kind
at
of
it from
lattice
afar,
glazed,
Leona.
Got some orichalcum furnishings. You do have giant zoom lenses on your face, though. That's true.
All right, I guess like, how is it made? Does it look locked?
No, it's a relatively simple box. It's got a latch. It's pretty well made. It's you know it's of like a burnished and glazed metal, and like I said, it's got orichalcum fittings.
I want to see what's inside of it. Even if I'm not taking it, I just want to see what's in it.
No, because if you see what's in it and it's something you want, you'll be tempted that much further. It's like,
You guys are threatening me, so I have to.
So, Leona, let me put it this way. I wouldn't consider creating this cloud area a easy task. Do you want someone who can use that level of magic after us?
Fair.
out of character, I think it's perfectly out of character. I think it's probably perfectly okay to take this fucking whatever's in here, but in character, no.
Morticia has no need for worldly possessions.
Like, Lop, I want to deal with the consequences of this. I just want to at least look at the chest, but it's like everyone's like, no, just avoid it. It's like, oh.
Okay, so Axe, I'm gonna put it this way here. So, if we open that chest and a giant gribbly dibbin jumps out, you're okay with fighting it by yourself.
Processing.
If it gets there, yes, because I also trust you guys won't let her just be eaten by a random cloud monster.
Well, no, this is the theoretical. This is the theoretical. By you opening that chest, you are counting us to take part in whatever the consequences of those actions are. We are telling you not to do that, so we are not dragged into the potential consequences of whatever your action is. So, if you want to open that chest, you have to deal with the actions of your consequence all by yourself and not rely on us. Therefore, if it's something that's going to fucking kill you, you're just going to have to accept that it's going to kill you.
All right, I accept this.
Morticia would like it to be known that she just doesn't give a shit about money.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting money.
Oh, it's got money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious. Just see what's in the chest. It's a weird chest in a weird sky house.
I'm gonna put a thing here. I better look at it.
Also, Lucky is very correct. Yes, I was thinking about weird sky encounters. And I was like, "Hey, what kind of stuff they got on the sky islands? They are made of clouds.
Okay, well,
You can't steal them.
Well, out of character, if you want to open up that chest, let it be known that you're just gonna go up in the "you're a fucking criminal" meter in Porter's mind. So, go ahead, open that chest. Open that chest
Okay.
that doesn't belong.
Opening a chest is.
All right, thanks for
crime.
making extra. Thanks for adding existential sticks to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Is the chest locked? And then, like, she
No.
touches
Yeah,
it.
it's like latched.
All right. And she like opens it softly.
Right. Yeah. It's a nice chest, very heavy. Like I said, it's made of some solid metal. It's got a little bit of like a padded but faded interior. It's just got some kind of looks like just some random stuff in there. There's a couple bottles of what looks like maybe air essence. There's hold on, God has assigned a random number to this one. To fish out a D4. There are 2 aetherite crystals in there, and there's a little ring of what looks like some kind of whitish metal, maybe a copper. Other than that, it is mostly empty, honestly. Like couple bottles of stuff, a couple aetherite crystals, and a ring don't take up a lot of space.
What do aetherite crystals do again?
Make magic better.
Yeah, you can use them as a one-time use item to upgrade a magic check.
That'd be nice, but I'm not gonna take them. It's supposed to just be like, I want to know what the ring does, but I don't want to take it. So it's like,
I mean, you do magic. You could roll no rules to like identify.
I have bad no rules, but I will give it a shot.
Yeah, you can try.
What would be the difficulty?
Oh, I think I usually make this average.
I do also get to arcane slate of this, so I guess I better take
Yeah.
like.
Okay, that's funnier, but also I feel like is less morally weird if Leona is just like neat takes a picture.
Yeah, just like 'Cause I'm not taking it. I'm just like looking in it. And it was like, this is like something like really fucking like epic or something. But like,
See, you're already attaching
This has already
conditions.
gone back.
Yeah, you're
This has already gone
I mean,
back
this
to
is
the
my
boat.
that was the whole thing in my mind anyway. So whatever. I'm not gonna take
I
it.
just want you to know, Morticia has already got back to the boat.
All right, sure, whatever. You leave on your
She
own.
can fly, so.
yeah.
You can leave whenever. Oh,
Yeah. It's a simple. It's made of a white copper. It seems to be fitted with a very basic sort of like protection or dodgy type charm. It would give you a boost die on athletics and coordination checks to avoid falling damage and evade other dangers. Which TBH is not something you, Leona, personally need.
I think as Leona is technically Ryah's ride back, she articulates what she saw to Ryahn. If that piques his interest, then just like closes the chest.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's go back.
All right, let's.
All right. That's your day run. Unless you guys want to talk about anything.
No, Porter does not want to talk to Leona.
Gwen will probably at some point volunteer. I mean, if she didn't look in the chest, I probably would have.
I guess she would be on the carpet too.
She could also
This is just
shimmy.
looking
probably.
at mask designs. She's leaning
Yes, you have to
towards
correct
more
her
of a
thing.
carnival design.
All right.
But Porter will respond to that as like, yes, Gwen, but opening things is your specialty. You know, that's, a socially polite way to say. Yeah, but you're a rogue. That's what you do.
Porter,
I mean, isn't
I
Leona
want to
also
put this
a-
in context. I understand that I have a valuable skill set, and I'm glad for the niche protection. I remember when you guys, busted into my little attic room. Before I got here, and often when I am not with you, Leona does doors. I'm pretty sure Gwen will probably pat whatever Leona has for pockets or backpack pouches. I'm pretty sure you've got some thieves' tools around here somewhere. Did you
I
take
feel-
my thieves' tools actually?
No, they're mine.
Okay.
Wait.
Just double checking. I think I had some.
I
I
bought
knew
them
it
before I
now.
met you.
Oh, okay. You had your own. I'm pretty sure I had a couple things stashed under my bed that weren't just stuff I stole. Why don't you guys take my rope? Maybe that was it.
I have no recollection. I apologize.
No,
I
you probably
definitely
just.
took that rope.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's good.
I more remember.
I have
Got
so many different sources of rope. I have 3 different sources of 60-foot rope and 1 magic rope.
I just mostly remember melting someone's face off by accident.
Yeah, me would.
Yeah, well,
He deserves
Porter
it.
will
Wasn't
just throw his
actually-
hands up in the air and go back below decks to continue crafting.
Yeah, you got stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
You do remember that, don't you? It's okay. He deserved it. He was trying to shank me.
I remember being pulled out of a window and shooting. Yeah.
If you want more of these exciting adventures, be sure to go back and check out early episodes of GenSekai. All right. Day Tuzel.
Toozle.
Leona, if you want to roll to double check your course again.
Yes. Average again?
Yeah, it's the same.
If it's day 2,
It is the second day, yes.
then that means my construct is walking around with Ryahn now.
Nice.
You got a little clockwork man.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember, which template did we pick for this?
I used Giltid.
Yeah, Galatid is a base. It's just clockwork instead of wax. That's right.
Yeah, and
is
it's
it supposed to
definitely
be, speaking? Is it a speaking construct?
it can speak.
All right.
I definitely modeled it after yeah, it's just an assistant, so it is a very nice, shiny, enameled clockwork construct. Speaks in a cute, high-pitched voice.
Hello, good day. I'm doing a salute. I don't know why. You can't see me. It salutes. I'll remember to actually verbally emote.
Everyone, this is enameled scholar number 1.
How many are you gonna make?
Well,
Such a wonderful
maybe
name.
not more scholars, but
Enameled Scholar number 1.
yes.
Really?
An eloquent naming convention, sir.
Well, eloquent is the word I'd use.
Loquacious? Verbose? I apologize,
Correct.
supporter. No. It is expensive.
So, Grimalkin, I am astounded by your use of vocabulary, but I have to say, I don't know what any of those words mean.
I figured as much, sir. That is why I apologize.
Anyway, nice to meet you, little book. Porter will pat the. How tall is it?
Well, it's probably about like 3 feet tall.
Okay. Well, that's still head pat in range. There's no way I'm gonna remember fucking enameled scholar number 1. I've dubbed it Little Book.
ES1.
Nope, I've
ES1.
called it Little Book.
I'm just thinking about. I just think about one of the the summer quest line. When I think about the book.
Anyway,
I mean, I definitely modeled this thing after a mammoth from
14.
14, so maybe not quite as big a head, but
Kind of a little,
Yep.
a dip bow to Porter.
All right.
A pleasure to meet you as well, sir.
Strong nod. Actually, we have no time to win. I might as well let Grandpa out. I'm gonna ask Pepper if it's okay to have a giant tortoise on deck.
ships only list to the right when you put them out.
No, well, it's got a way huger capacity than that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's probably some off-screen consternation from the crew, which is like, why did Porter get a giant tortoise? I don't know.
But I'll let Grandpa stretch his legs.
Yes,
And let's see here. Yukihime is probably okay. Now that I'm done with crafting, though, I must attend to her studies. And would Captain Pepper... Oh, I can't remember. Who's the one in charge of the galley? Well, quote-unquote in charge of the galley?
You are asking about Ryahn, the javelin, the quote-unquote cook.
Yes. I will offer to take over cooking duties for Javelin. Because if I remember correctly, she wasn't that necessarily too deft with it. She's much more interested in getting the meat than rather than cooking the meat. If I remember correctly.
Yep. Kind of, the salt up kind of, Squints. Nods. Very well.
All right, me, Slovey, what the fuck? Me, Stovey, and Yukihime will set up shop in the galley and start preparing meals.
That's if you went the swarm route. In addition to Stovey, you also got a slow cooker, Slovey.
Sorry, that made me giggle a little bit more than I meant to. But yeah, that'll be me. So Porter will be below deck in the galley, getting how well ordered is the galley? Is it nice and clean?
Ordered? Yeah, it's fine. And they've been at port for a couple of days while you've been in Sapphire Isle, so it's pretty clean.
Okay, I was about to have to use my magical spell of Windex again.
Your meal base of the consumables that has been acquired is still mostly relative to salted beef, salt pork, ship biscuit, soup stock.
Let me double check. What do I got in my? I know I got some. Let's see here. I got some rice. Ooh. I can do some meat and rice. I got some soy sauce. If I soak the meat a bit, I might be able to give it a bit of a kick with the soy. Yeah, no, I can make this work. I can make this work.
He cook.
I cook.
Hey, I mean, if you got a little, if anybody has a little bit of oil, the capital R rules are not picky about how oil works.
I have a bunch of it.
If Leona doesn't mind giving you some cooking oil, you could break down the ship biscuits into breading.
Ooh, yeah.
Make give a little fry up.
And I do got ginger and fucking pepper. Let's fucking go. We're gonna eat good this trip. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Porter is below decks, figuring out the kitchen. Any of the rest of you doing anything, crazy?
Preparing for the moon ritual.
All right.
Ryahn will start working on his staff now.
Okay.
The amber staff.
All right. I think I said that's just a flat hard.
Okay.
Figure out as I once again stare into the void of
We'll
my
go ahead and use a story point for this one
locations.
because I want it to roll good.
Okay.
And this time I would have 3 blue because systems average.
All right.
I guess you can make it ready for the next time.
Yeah, you don't. You don't burn through all your materials or anything. You don't quite finish it in your first sitting. Probably be around 6 or 7 hours.
Can you get schematic with that? Can you get schematic with isn't it 3 or is that 2?
I think it's 3. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's worth it because I don't know how many Amberlight staffs Rion's gonna make.
Yeah, I'm just planning on making the one, so.
Well, it just makes it easier for the next track, my friend.
Yeah, I guess I'll add some
boosts on your next time.
add a boost to the next one.
Yeah.
And then use the rest to kind of save the material as much as possible.
Yep. That's fair. All right. Let's see. Morticia, just as usual, is waiting for night. She probably, if she owned a coffin, she probably would have had it put on the boat, filled with the soil of her homeland. Leona, how about yous?
I think she's just gonna do some magic practice for Fujiwara. Just doing stuff like that.
Joy, I have so much fun doing. All right, as you're doing some basic primal practice.
Because my rules only make me let me do it once in a fight.
Uchiwara is odd as a teacher. He's not necessarily good at explaining, because magic is just a thing that he does. And also is very him about all of it. Yes, of course, my lady. That was a perfect. I don't know. I was just trying to think of a basic druid spell. I don't know. It's a very good berry. Bites it, cracks a tooth. Ah, excellent.
Tooth grows
I
back.
see. You meant to cast it as an attack spell. Perfect.
I think
You
you
certainly
just can't.
gave it my dental work, my
Morticia is
lady.
observing this and laughing her ass off.
Like Leona is just like has no response.
I mean, you can actually roll me a, we'll say, average primal check to see how good you are at practicing. I'm just saying. It's more of a. It reminds me of certain parts of the Blue Mage quest line where you just use those poor Mamulja as the targeting dummies. Like,
Oh yeah.
okay, yeah, you got a pretty good grasp on your primal.
I would
You're
have probably
effective,
like.
not
I would probably
faint,
like that.
but
I would have
effective.
like water bolted something or something.
Yeah, you do your fucking waterbending kata. As you guys are up on the deck, Ryahn is down below with his woodworking tools and the polish, maybe some gem tools. You guys are just
screwing the amber into the wood.
yeah. You guys are just floating along on the top deck, and actually are maybe even Nur pointed out to you. Actually, yeah, sure. We'll say Gwen calls it out. He's like, hey, look. And as you guys are treated to the sight of a wandering flying herd of Pegasi.
Oh, sick.
Just a cluster of flying horses, swooping through the sky.
Big swoop.
Maybe a half dozen, 10-ish of them somewhere. Just flapping along, swooping. They are have no riders, so they appear to be wild. Kind of.
Order as you are now, I guess, deeming yourself to be the moral compass of my new journey. Would it be wrong if I try to tame one?
Who are you talking to?
Leona's asking us to Porter.
Porter's below.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just thinking to myself, like, yeah, you don't ask what you want to be your compass.
No, I'm not.
Perhaps you could play a prank on them. Have you tried transforming yourself into a teapot and then jumping out and surprising them? What if
That's
you
how
were
you get.
a wall,
That's
my lady?
That's how, that's how you get kicked into pieces.
I've never been kicked to pieces. I'm a little more elastic than you, though, my lady.
What do I want to roll to like be on? I guess what would be? I guess the situation if I wanted to tame one.
You'd be rolling survival checks versus their like discipline.
Right. I think I also have. I think I have like beast knowledge. What is that? I think I got a boost in everything involving animal expertise. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna ruin your plans.
Nope. Okay.
Because instead of you're thinking about how to maximize this, as opposed to like going downstairs and telling Porter, hey, look, there's Pegasi.
Yeah, that's fair. I probably should. I was just you're like, what should I roll to like? What's the stigma around trying to like?
I mean, they're wild. I don't know. It would be like whatever the, keeping in mind again, you live in a fantasy RPG world. Whatever the stigma is to like lassoing a wild stallion.
Fair. I guess it's like, okay, let's go tell her what Pegasi are here. They were curious.
Well, they're just flying through the air, minding their own business. They kind of flit majestically beside the airship. But they suddenly catch in a panic as you hear a brassy roar.
Oh, Porter probably hears that.
Yeah, that part is audible. As basically the herd scatters because they're being hunted by a Leo Drake. So yeah, there's a Leo Drake, which is like a kind of like technically a dragonkin, but very very feline, kind of a rough body shape of a lion, cat-like head, mane of fur. but like long claws on their scaled, arms, big wings, and just kind of like swoops around.
Hey, Axe,
So
why
yeah,
don't you, Axe, why don't you try taming that?
well, you'd have a hard time with that. These guys got a Nisbet score.
I think. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but it sounds like a very stupid idea at the same time.
And going after the horde of wild horses was okay.
Well, just one. And not the
One
whole-
in a group of 10. God.
This is so. What we're learning today is that Axe in real life doesn't necessarily is not a horse.
I didn't know how many there
person.
were.
You did. I said it very out loud twice. I gave you a rage.
Okay, then my brain did not process it.
Your eyes turned into little My Little Ponies is what happened. But as I was saying, what happened is that what we're learning today is that Axe is not a horse person in real life. Horses are prey animals. They are traditionally very skittish.
Oh.
You got to be
confirmed
careful.
Not horse girl.
You got to be careful about handling them. Also, I'm gonna be honest. Even if this wasn't a Leo Drake ambush, not that I am averse to letting you guys do dumb things. Trying to wrangle a flying horse mid-flight, even if you can glide, not the greatest plan.
Fair. That's why I'm just curious of like
I'm
what would
just
be like.
imagining the fucking the Legend of Zelda horse sneak. Only you're on the sky layer now. Someone throws you off, you fucking get yeeted back to the surface.
Are we
Back to
fighting the
carpet.
horses?
No,
Yeah,
not the
it's a-
horses.
No, Leo Drake. Sorry.
Yes, the Leo Drake is hunting. Yeah, it is swooping and diving and trying to catch one of these horses.
How big
out.
is it?
The Leo Drake? It's a still too. He's a big fucker.
Okay.
Am I?
You hear the roar, Porter. If you want to come up on deck.
I'm on the lookout.
Yeah, no, there. You can probably piece this together. Looks like there was a decently sized herd of wild pegasi that a Leo Drake is attempting to eat.
I mean, it's just
Some of the
You
some
hear
of
a
the
war cry
crew.
from behind you?
Okay, there we go.
All right. Well, I guess time to.
Some of the crew seems a little like, man, this feels kind of bad, man.
yeah.
Right.
Morticia seems to be going in for it.
I was wondering
What's-
the roll initiative. Sorry.
What's the
Ryan is below deck, kind of looks up, listens for a second,
You hear
doesn't
you
hear the
hear
sound of battle, and goes back to what.
Well, no. You hear a mixture of a lion and a dragon roar, and then you hear a Morticia roar. Make of that what you will.
Ryan heads up towards the deck.
Okay.
I guess
Let's
If you
roll
want
some
to-
initiative, y'all.
We should want to play some play some music. Play some battle music.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Actually, can I find a drum version of that? Hang on.
Da, da, da.
My
I don't know if there's a
spear
drum cover
is-
of it. Anyway, everybody roll initiative.
My spear is
Probably
sick now.
vigilance. Because I
And
don't.
I
think you
assume
guys-
I'm rolling cool.
Yeah, probably you were rolling cool because you knew you were going for a fight.
Yeah,
The
I was-
Leo
as
Drake
soon as
is
I
going
saw
to
this,
roll
I went,
vigilance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a
Leo
boost
Drake's like,
from
what the
Anthem, I guess.
No, he has to take an action to fire
Fair
Anthem.
fuck? Yep, that fits.
A bad roll.
No, I don't add anything to this, right? No, okay. Just got a Tuzen.
Yeah.
All right. Porter, did you roll?
I did not
initiative?
rules. Yeah, let's go with some vigilance. That's
I do appreciate that as usual. Old. All right, still pretty solid. All right.
Yes, I got the highest roll.
It
It doesn't matter
Gwen.
actually, but just narratively. That's
Gwen
funny.
will roll because she has a gun.
she does.
She does
Oh, we did give her a.
She's
Yeah.
got the gun, and she's not a. I would like to once again remind everybody, White Cat Gwen, is a 16-year-old home runaway for. She is not afraid to cap some lion motherfucker in the sky. Spoilers, Leona, you should not make Gwen your the snow leopard Gwen your moral compass either.
I'm
That
not.
would be a bad idea.
I'm just gonna just quietly tell her to take things when Porter doesn't want me to take things.
I see. You're gonna be her. Actually, no, that's not. That implies that she would not already be doing that.
Yeah, I'm giving her the go ahead, but
You a
yes.
bad influence implies that you are changing her decisions.
No, I'm becoming a collaborator.
Okay.
I believe we call that an enabler.
The point is, she has to like always show me what she picks up. But yeah, that's different.
She's kind of average on initiative. So let's her real quick. Yug gug. Okay, so that does make it kind of an even keel spread.
Like, yeah.
Right. Okay, it's a PC slot first. As
I would
usual,
like to
I
go
will
first
assume that
narratively.
Morticia is probably going first
I'll
because
take
she's kind of
second.
kicking this off the can.
Yeah, I'm taking second. So
I'm gonna just use my spell. I mean, spell sword is not the right word. Spell spear,
Spellblade.
spell blade spear.
Magic.
You know what I'm
spear.
doing.
Magic
Spear,
armament.
helmet.
I'm gonna stab it using the I believe
Spirit
it is
magic helmet.
burn quality.
The what quality?
Thanks. Burn quality.
Oh, okay. Casting them with a spell.
Oh no, sorry, it'd be fire, but
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Well, you have to account. Well, you can move first, so I guess you can work it out. But you need to account for range appropriately. It is flying near your airship, so it is probably starting at like a medium range as it swoops in and around.
I'm gonna fly up to it.
And then it has a defense of 2, and that's it. Yes, no adversaire.
I'll take both threats.
Okay.
All right, so
That's,
what's your... Well, we resolve successes first. What's your base damage?
Okay, so my base damage is
Base damage.
right now is 6.
Any Pierce?
A 12?
So
No,
brawl,
didn't
so
pierce.
9, so 15.
Okay, yeah, you punch him out. All right.
Pierce
15.
4.
No, Pierce 4?
Mm-hmm.
Is really Pierce? Oh, yeah, you
Natural
probably...
Pierce 2, then Pierce 2 from Spellblade.
Right, you spellbladed with it. Yeah, it's your bonded implement now. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, he still gets
Damn.
3 soak on top of... What was your total damage again?
15.
15, okay. So it becomes 12. He is still up. It's a beefy boy. It's a rival, by the way.
No, that's fair. I was just more successes than I was expecting.
It happens. That's
Alright, I'm done.
correct. I just realized I accidentally... Well, I gotta resolve threats first. I just realized I accidentally clicked paint, not
Oh,
notepad. to keep
my
track of
wings
wounds.
fail.
Nah.
No, I don't think that's in the
Well,
3.
I can think of a good one that I would use. Let's see if Omega thinks of it.
Well, I'm gonna pull up the chart. I had a slight misstep there. Like I said, I accidentally opened paint instead of notepad to keep track of my wounds, and I'm like, wait, no, don't do that. That's not helpful.
Beep beep, I'm a sheep.
Sky Sheep. Now there's an encounter design.
Actually,
I would love to see Sky Sheep.
I
I
will.
rolled too much damage. I rolled too many dice. Take 2 damage off of that.
Okay.
I shouldn't have added the green.
It's 12. So it was 15. We removed 2. It'd be 14 minus 3. It's 11. All right.
I bet Sky
It's
Sheep.
still a lot, but
It is.
Yeah.
I bet Sky Sheep will
about
be
half.
amazing. Literal fucking clouds. Let's go.
Actual float, like cloth that like fab. What you like weave it makes you actually float.
Then they start jumping. Then they start jumping over the moon and start putting everyone to sleep.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
They would have a sleep attack. They would have a sleep attack.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Cosmic sheep.
Their mouths are like little picks with rotating blades.
I've got a
Dallas, don't you
no.
dare ruin my fucking wonderful, wholesome fantasy here, you animal.
Okay.
I was gonna ask Aaron what he would be thinking of, because there's a couple that are funny. Sadly, falling prone doesn't actually help right now because you are in the sky and can
That's how
fly.
you'd be falling, I guess.
The status of becoming prone doesn't turn off the flyer trait.
You could just turn off my wings. It'd be funny.
I think that's something.
And no, it's not really with 3 threat. That's not really a
More a despair thing.
I mean, drop my weapon.
No.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That is not
that
on
only
the
despair?
yeah.
Mm.
And actually, technically, it is not. That's only for advantages. The threat chart is much smaller usually. Like the despair is like runs out of ammo, upgraded difficulty, or your weapon becomes damaged. I'm really trying to think of grant your advantage, your enemy significant advantage.
Yeah, that seems like fair. I overextend basically, not used to my new, less combat-oriented body, and go, crap.
Significant advantage in an air battle would probably mean that either the Leo Drake would be above him or behind him.
Or it could just ignore my defense for the next attack.
No, I think I like the kind of granting, significant advantage. You do a flying leap stab, you catch it right in the meaty shoulder, right in the center of mass, and you're not really used to 3D flight combat, Morticia. You don't get to do that a lot. The Leo Drake just does an aileron roll. It hits ZNR. And just kind of like rolls with your blow because it can do that, and you end up off balance, kind of upside down, and it is now like above and behind you, and it probably thinks you look tasty. All right, but we do have some more PC slots before that happens. I think Leona said she wanted to take next.
Yes. I will use a maneuver to give Tender Uchiwata. So could I just have him do the anthem?
Yeah. You order him.
Also, because we actually have metal. I like having battle music for this because it's funny.
Sure.
I think Morticia can probably catch it as it falls if I shoot it down, so we'll be fine.
Well, remember, he'll turn into mats.
True. She'll probably try to grab those unless she just doesn't care.
Probably doesn't. You should probably say these. You should probably not assume things and should verbalize things.
How far away is she? Can she even hear me?
Medium. She can hear you. You'd have to yell, but yeah. Catch it. What?
Morticia, if it dies, get all the mats.
Okay. Right. Okay.
All right. I'm going to take 2 to aim, and I'm going the quick draw.
Yeah, you quick draw your bow.
Let's just get a shot on this. I ignore the upgrade.
Yes, which is still technically engaged with it.
Yeah, I ignore that. So
it still has 2 defense.
I think no, I
just looked at what Law said and got it. Catch it. What? I'm not called Patrick. Who's Patrick?
Idiot.
You definitely don't want to call Morticia an idiot.
I also know because she's not one.
Yeah, because she's smarter than you, at least by pure numbers wise. Does she have more sense than you? Don't know about that one.
A debate.
Anyway, roll them out.
All right. S. No adversary?
No.
All right. And I don't think I
He's a
ignore the
boy.
blacksmith.
He's a
Do I
normal
have
boy.
it? I don't. Okay. And the glasses are for concealment. Well, that's
Alright.
enough. That's enough to do a lot of things. 13 Pierce 2.
All right. Okay, Pierce 2, so it had 5 left, so that's 8. Yes. 19 of 22.
I will crit it. See what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah.
I have vicious 1 on this. I just
Okay.
roll crit plus 10. I keep rolling
Alright,
this.
fair enough. It's kind of in the middle.
Yeah. And that's it. Go
Yep.
ahead.
Uchiwata starts firing up. Pum-pum-pum-pum. I think there's one more PC slot.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm just checking something real quick here.
I would prefer this guy to have its turn because it would be funny, but I understand if you guys want to just, get on out of here and move on to more stuff. As you know, it takes a fucking arrow in the back. Thunk.
Can I ask its remaining wound / strain?
It is a rival, so it's just wound threshold. It is at 19 out of 22 wound threshold. He's a little spiced.
Little spiced. Omega, so I have a question. I'm looking at compel here, and there's no actual effect to make them feel or do. Well, actually, I guess puppet would do it.
Well, what are you looking for?
I want to get this the Leo Drake to run away.
I mean, that would be to cause fear. That's the basic effect, is to cause an emotional state.
It is very wooded, so it might agree with that.
Yeah, honestly, you're right.
Yeah, very natural.
You are correct. I will do that then.
You do need to get a little range in there. It's at medium from the boat.
Yep. Luckily Archie gives me +1 range. Well, actually, let me make sure that's not specifically to attack spells. I think it just says +1 range.
Also take the boost from the anthem.
Yep. Ichiwata's plan.
Let me double check Archie real quick here, just to make sure.
And no, I think the increased range is just a universal.
Yep,
It's like the one where you get additional effects.
Yeah, it's just first range. Okay, so that will make it to short. I'll need one for medium. That will be 3. I do not have time to get on top of Grandpa, so I will not ask him for assistance. But I do get the boost from Uchiwata. Banging that drum. B. Component casting. Oh, God. What do I... Let's see here. What do I have? What is good for a fear spell? A compel spell. Fuck it. More money. Why not? I'm paying you to go the fuck away.
The darkest god, capitalism.
Another gold gone. Jesus.
I can see
Come on,
a very dumb thing about how you're basically paying Verna to do things.
Well, she does take money offerings.
Yep.
All right. Let me double check my verbalage.
My expensive this session.
Engage. Check stat. Directly one trend fact or tell me emotional state of your choosing. Emotional state. Yeah. Effect lasts until the end of the character's next turn. All right. Yeah. So it is a feared.
Yep. That's my turn.
All right. It comes to its turn. Hypothetically, there's nothing stopping it from doing the funny thing, but I think it would be more true to the effect of the being scared to not roar at you guys and to just double move away.
Mm-hmm.
So I will think. As nobody is left over with, no, Omega, I want you to roar anyway. We'll just have him get on out of here.
Depends if Gwen tries to shoot it anyway. We'll see. But that gun is pretty like the gun she has a pretty long range on it, I think.
I mean, like I said, I can probably simplify that. The basic version is noticing that it's now got an arrow in its back. It's probably just going to body check Morticia out of the way. Again, very easy. You're flying. You're non-Euclidean weight and stuff like that. And it's just gonna double move to fly away. It'll dive down and away. Gwen would probably unshoulder the rifle and try and get her bearings, but especially since Leona said to save the mats, that's no longer going to be possible. She would probably be because it would take 2 maneuvers to move to long range. Probably be side eye at Porter, Ryahn, and the others, and be like, hmm.
Porter will shake his head.
And that's that. There you go. You guys can roll to recover strain if you've got any.
I got 2.
Yeah, you cast it.
I cast
I wish to go up and pet a Pegasi.
Well, let's see if they'll let you.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're not in a happy mood right now. Make me a. Let me actually double check. What is the stats on flying?
Yeah,
now?
Well,
Pegasi. Yes, there's a specific stat block for this. You can just buy a Pegasus. Don't you know? One that's been raised and tamed.
What is the handle animal equivalent? Isn't it survival?
That's survival, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I will roll a survival to try and interact with the Pegasi.
All right. Normally this would be an average survival, but because of
Hard.
their distressed state, I'm going to bump that one to a. Or would that be better to do as a setback dice? Yeah, let's call that. Let's add 2 setback to that average check.
Okay.
Also, because that offers some of you with skills like knack for it and shit the ability to eat those dice.
I have that actually, so I would have ignored that. It had a boost.
Sadly, you would have to get out your flying carpet and fly.
Yeah,
out.
which I don't think I'd appreciate.
What's the range of the Pegasi right now?
They scatter back and forth, so probably medium to longish.
I don't have
would
knack
like
for it, but I. Okay.
I would like to cast another compel. I would like to try to charm one.
Okay, sure.
Hey.
Yeah, no. Despite the fact that you're, not very natural, and animals are normally slightly distrustful of you. It's like a reverse shark. You smell like Leodrake blood, so they're like, okay, you're cool. Kind of do the gentle, horse girl nose touch, pet the mane a little. All right, Porter, you're gonna attempt to cast a charm. You can do that.
Sorry, just double checking my.
They don't have any particular special ridiglies.
Mm-hmm. Actually, on second thought, I will not.
Nah,
It's fine.
you're right. Okay.
Getting Gwen a Pegasus sounds cool though.
Gwen would not want a Pegasus.
Oh, okay.
She's a cat girl.
I don't want a Pegasus technically either. I just wanted to pet one.
Yeah, I was thinking about it myself. I'm like, nah, I'm fine.
I got my...
You're a grandpa.
Grandpa's no Pegasus.
Oi, I heard that.
It doesn't really fit my aesthetics.
No, especially because these are probably, gleaming white Pegasi. But yeah,
Although the contrast.
What was all
Morticia
that
gets to
roaring
get the
about?
Pets in.
Leodrake.
Trying to eat the Pegasus.
Oh, that's what that
Pegasi.
was.
Ryan looks
I
around
wanted to
for it.
pet Pegasi.
Is he gone already?
Yeah, it left.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Turn around, walk back downstairs.
Leona shot it in the arse and then
Magical.
Porter wiggled his, crocodile stick at it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if you actually did a spell or if just seeing, the crocodile hammer made it uncomfortable.
Porter pats his Archie on the head. Archie is very scary and fierce and strikes fear in many enemies. Ain't that right, Archie?
Nobody can be sure if it's because Porter is patting it or it's the wind, but, the spooky lantern in its jaws rattles ominously. Clatter, clatter, clatter.
Porter, you do know the legends of Tsukuyomi. I bungled that word horribly.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Tsukumogami.
Yeah, Tsukumogami. That's right. It's there.
You know how usually that never turns out though, right?
What are you talking about?
If you treat something like it's a beloved object and give or take 100 years, depending on how much you love it and care for it, it usually ends up becoming all the negativity it had achieved in its life builds up into a consciousness.
I've had Archie less than a month. 100 years is a very long time. What are you talking about?
Oh, if you keep showing it, if you keep giving it, if you keep treating it as something.
I just imagine you're like, Leo, what are you talking about? Then we just do the fucking slasher movie cut to just the sword at Leona's belt with the fucking ominous aura. Right.
Bite you.
Also, Leona, Kettle, Black. Before you want to start lecturing me about my items, how about you toss that sword over the edge, eh?
Leona just doesn't move her hands anywhere close to her sword at all. She's just
pause.
No.
It's like, right then.
Just doesn't say no.
I'm gonna try and without hurting it. Are there any how on birds feathers are?
I was actually thinking of the exact same thing. Get a
I'm gonna see if I
feather.
can get a loose feather or two.
Yeah, probably.
Just from natural grooming,
Hold on,
not
you
hurting it.
Yeah, you don't want to pluck
Yeah,
it.
you got to triumph. Yes, no, you can get a couple feathers. They've probably got a few that are were naturally loose that were probably rustled by dramatic dodging.
I'm sorry. Wait, Pegasus feather. What was the fucking?
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of. I'm actually quite surprised. Maybe Loft doesn't remember the Disney masterpiece film Hercules, but there's got to be a lot of reaction gifs of the Pegasus.
No. I'm thinking of There was a item that used what was it? Oh, it was called a Chimera Wing and a Warp Wing. That's what it was. Okay. I just remember in Dragon Quest there was an item that let you teleport or zoom, and I thought it was something feather, but no, it's Warp Wing.
There's a few feather type stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. By the way, once again, Pegasi, they're horse sized. They're still 2. These are big feathers.
Peace. Yes, I will. After some time petting the horses, I will eventually make my way back to the boat.
And Peppers to the helmet is like, okay, cool, good day, everybody. Now quit your gawping and go back to your work. You, Rando. Sweep the deck.
John Rando, right?
Yeah, John Rando with 2 H's.
It's John Rando.
I forgot about John Rando.
Hero of the fight against the fish people.
He's a perfectly normal man. He's too busy doubling down on swapping the decks because he was definitely not stopped slack-jawed watching, a flock of Pegasi and then a very brief Leo Drake fight.
I mean, just when you say perfectly normal man, I imagine it's how humane is spelled, so it's perfectly human mane, and perfectly human.
No,
man.
it is not that way. I mean, I can show you.
I mean, it'd be funny to me.
But
literally, this is the exact line of my notes. John Rando, the deckhand. It's a perfectly normal man, an innocent man.
The perfectly normal man.
But
I'm imagining TBH. He probably looks a lot like Meteor, John Final Fantasy.
Aw.
Just a guy. Probably much closer to the Dawn Trail
I always
trailer
imagine
version.
him as Kevin Spacey, and I have no idea why. On dough, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
And Porter is gonna go back below decks, reclaim the galley.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like no Dontro
Boy,
gifts.
okay, all right.
I'm saddened by this.
That is something to be sad about, indeed.
There's just no. I type in Dawn Trail. There's no gifts.
Well, the trailer only came out a little while ago. Don't know how the gift searcher is categorized. Anyway, I'm realizing we've been going for like 3 hours. I have actually a good, depending on how you guys feel. I have a good, going to the next phase.
Yeah, I am.
But Porter is gonna do some cooking. It sounds like first.
Yeah, I would actually like to cook and see if I can get some bonuses.
All right. Then it's time to make a cookum check.
Let me double check.
Cooking meals.
There it is.
Dumb question. Would you like epic cooking? Would you like epic cooking suku?
Survival check.
All right.
Well, mechanically, it's not how it works. I do kind of feel like having Uchiwata like drumming while you're cooking would probably be a little distracting.
That's fair. It doesn't matter. I
got-
just like the idea of epic music.
Listen, I got a cooking kit, I got Stovey, and I got the adamant knife block. I have plenty of bonuses.
It is an average, no rules or survival check.
Time for the Sakuga.
All right, so I will add a blue for my knife block because you will use knives in cooking. Let me see here, and then Stovey upgrades once. And what does I haven't cooked in a while. Jesus, I can't even remember. Oh, I don't have the bonus list. What does the cooking set? Does that upgrade once, twice? Heck.
Which one? Use your
Rare ass cooking set. Yeah.
Cookery kit. Too far scroll. Gear consumables. Cookery kit adds 2 boost.
Oh, 2 boost. Okay. Well, I will be using no.
Can I block give an upgrade or is it just a boost?
The block, I think the block is just a boost whenever having a nice knife would be useful.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then I guess. What's Stovey then I do?
So I'll have 2 yellow, 3 green against. What was it? Average? Yes, average.
Yep.
And then 3B. Whoa. Sick. All right, let's see here. Let me check the results tables. I got 5 advantage. Okay. So I will be spending 3 advantage on the reduce the amount of years to prepare the meal, so I can double the amount of people who can be served.
Yep. Pretty good.
And
I'm also going to tell you probably don't have to worry about the halving. You rolled a shitload of success. You are probably by default making about as much food as you can with the materials you have in as short a time as you can do it.
Is it like also like Porter's like your like first ever like majorly successful cooking roll ever?
At least with this amount of both success and advantage. Porter has successfully cooked quite a few times, but usually it's a lot more lowball than this.
all right, but I will also put like I said, everyone just might have been a bit of stress seeing the Leo drink so close, so I will do both of the single advantage. Anyone eating this meal is particularly refreshed, healing 1 strain, and improves the mood of anyone eating it, and stirs the conversation. Anyone who consumes it adds blue to their next social check. Ta-da!
So what exact sort of meal will you be working?
Well,
You get a few different ingredients to pop. So
let's see. So we have stores of salted beef and biscuit, right?
Yep.
So Portal. Let's see here. I got rice. I got sacks of spices. So I got cinnamon, ginger, pepper, and salt. I have some wine and some soy. Let's see here. Yeah, but I do think we will grind up the ship's biscuit into a fine breading. Actually, what do I have left in my icebox? That's a good question. Not a lot. Never mind. Note to self: stock up on eggs and milk. Milk. But let's see here. If we soak the meat a bit to get rid of a bit of the salt, I can then, maybe fry it up with a bit of wine, put some breading on it, fry that up. Then I can just serve it over rice and soy with some ginger on the side as a palate cleanser.
All right, yes. Good old meat and rice, fried meat and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this meal goes over very well. The crew try not to phrase it as like, oh my God, Marjan, this is way better than anything you've ever cooked, because they're afraid of getting a harpoon to the face. But
But it's better than anything she's ever cooked.
at least anything she's ever served them. But also, like I said, her skills of cookery are mostly like self-survival. So she can fry salted pork. She can, feed you a ship biscuit. She can probably crumble up the biscuit and throw the salted pork in water to make,
Mush.
soup. She makes a mean, if you get her a smoker, makes a mean set of jerky. You get her some berries, probably make some gnarly pemmican. That's about it. So this is like, they've probably never, she's probably never handled Lemurian rice this way. And actually, this might not even be Lemurian. This might be Longu rice, which are actually much like real life. There is a slight culinary difference between European and Asian rice.
I think they're like jasmine, right?
Oh yeah.
I was definitely thinking of white rice when I picked up rice. Whether that's either Indonesia or Japanica, I don't know.
There's even cultural difference.
Yeah, it's like the first time they had like
European rice.
It's the first time they probably had like restaurant quality food.
Spanish rice is just something else.
But yeah, no, this is
also, in my opinion, the best kind of rice.
This would be the Longu style. So yeah, probably Japonica. It's white rice, classic.
The classic.
Some fried pork. Yeah, it's perfect. A little ginger. Some of these guys have probably never had ginger before. Leona, this probably, tastes familiar flavor palette of home, if not preparation.
Wait, actually, how do you make sushi rice?
Well, we don't have any.
You don't have like vinegar and a couple of other things.
It's vinegar and then like a few other spices, and like I think it's how you cool it and like cook it together.
I remember it's rice and I remember it involves vice vinegar, but not anything else.
You salt it and then you basically cook the rice, blend it in, and then depending on what the actual vinegar intensity is, you blend it in together so like the vinegar itself doesn't pungently overtake it.
Possible hot take, I actually don't like sushi rice most of the time because if you don't do it right, it tastes awful.
I can relate. I've always poorly made it, so like it's not the rice vinegar overtakes it too much.
Let's see here.
Add the word sound.
Let's see. Uncooked rice, 3 cups water, rice vinegar, vegetable oil. Wow, this recipe uses sugar and salt. Wow.
Yeah, you want to put sugar and salt because you need to actually put flavor into it.
And you probably want to make it sugar is sticky, tacky. You probably want to give it a little bit of give,
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that the tradition would use like animal fats for that, right? Like
no.
When you try to make something sticky in cooking, that's usually you need, starches, sugars, or fat.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, you can pick some of that stuff up at a place.
Plus,
but
you
yeah,
also need refrigerated fish for that too. But you also could just use plants.
Porq's got an icy box. He actually has refrigeration. Remember?
Yeah.
Also, you're sailing over the sea, so that would be
True. Just all the fish we took got salted.
Yeah, it's true. You would not want to use that.
No, we don't want to use that.
You want fresh fish.
But
yeah,
Sheena
Tigerfish probably gives you her thumbs up.
Very, very good. 1 pound each.
But after that though, Porter's probably gonna be spending time after the finals, is probably going to be spending time in his bunk, trying to make nice with Rel.
All right. Okay.
I don't know.
Any particular, bullet points in this conversation?
Well, basically that. Well, I guess the gist of it is that he basically wants to have a working relationship with her. No, he is not gonna let her out until they actually sign a contract, and he is willing to listen to demands of hers, listen to certain demands of hers. Other than that, for a more amenable relationship, I guess.
You the tiny piping voice through the glass tube. When you say no, I'm not gonna let you out. It's like, oh, shucks. Well, if you really think that way, I guess I'll just wait here for eternity.
Okay. Well, that was the first attempt. So we'll. He's like,
gotta slowly build up his heart gauge.
Yeah. Well, like I said, honestly, like out of character, I've not been entirely sure how to pursue this conversation with Rel. Just one of those things of like, because it says like, because I want to get Rel out of my gourd and into her own bottle, but I'm not like, I don't know if there's some magical, spirit to spirit, vessel to vessel spirit transfer device. So I'm just like, before I could put Rel in her own fancy bottle, I need to, convince her. But I'm not too fussed about that because I need to figure out where I'm going to get a fancy spirit bottle that has like a bedroom and sitting room in it. Furnished appropriately.
You gotta get another one, you gotta like chip in the bottle it slowly?
I don't know. Gotta find out.
Work on that.
Yep.
I'm picturing shipping and bottling, if only because I want to see, tiny diorama maker Porter. Get his spectacles on, get a little tiny brush. Yeah, if you actually like elaborate, the idea that like, well, I want you out my gourd, 'cause I need that, she'll probably be like, okay. And she's gotta probably give you like, is like, oh well, in Luxuria, we have vast apartments, so we're gonna need, probably gives you like the fucking stupid laundry list, and Porter just nods, like, I want a heated pool, I need a hot spring,
How we're doing that? Okay.
you need a heart-shaped bed.
Porter will diligently write this all down.
Don't need to actually go that far, but yeah, make some deliberately unreasonable demands to try and put Porter off. Porter's just like, okay, scribble.
It would make sense that she likes pinks and deep reds and hearts. I'm not surprised.
Well, she is.
I want a PS5 and a 50-inch TV.
I want a 50-inch plasma screen TV.
It must all be Versace.
I want a new handbag, and I want new boots, and I need a new coat.
Can't you just make those appear yourself?
But yeah.
Yes, but it's the act of you doing it for me.
God.
All right. So, oh god, what is gonna be the skill to? Well, I know. I guess I can enchant it with divine, but no, I'm probably gonna have to put a lot of work into actually making all this little stuff. Oh, actually, fuck. I'll go ask Ryahn for his help.
Perfect.
More on the list.
Because it would be mechanics.
Yeah.
That works.
It's like I can enchant the bottle, but I feel like I shouldn't just shortcut it by like, I make it with divine. I'm like, nay. The effort is what matters here. The effort. Okay. But that's it for me.
All right. Any other further role-playing moments on day the 2nd of your trip?
Nah.
Don't think so.
Okay. So, we begin the 3rd day. This day, a little early in there. As you guys are setting up, probably getting ready for your morning course correction. Double checking as you fade from starlight to sunlight. Porter gets up for his morning prayers as usual.
Yep.
Ryahn maybe up, brewing his morning, cup of tea.
Morning tea.
But Porter, you feel like a little, little kitty cat double pad on your leg.
Oh, good morning, Sir Graham.
Of course, sir. If I recall correctly from our previous conversation, sir, you wish to make an appearance at a court of spring fairies, I believe, sir.
Well, sorry, I had to sit up there for a second. I was like, indeedy. It's like, indeedy. I think it'd only be right and proper as that I check up on the good folk.
Oh, I actually probably should have thrown this out there, but technically on that second day, you probably would have been passed over the cataract.
The cataract.
So the lighthouse is the giant sea dam that blocks the inland sea.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you would have gotten a decent look over. But you've passed about your halfway point, and Grimalkin nods and says, "Yes, I believe, sir, that I can tell on the wind that we are approaching a point where that may very well be possible. An opportunity to visit some members of the Spring Court is coming. I have observed that this airship is fitted with a very peculiar map table. A very, very brilliant enchantment, sir. Shan't bore you with the details. But slightly to our current south in the sea, I believe. That-ish way. Tail points.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, tail does like a 90-degree angle point, by the way.
It's like
about that way.
Like a sensor. Deep.
We'll have cat radar one day.
There is an island that is not marked on your mortal maps. It is known as Pensea Island.
Pensea Island.
God damn it, Omega.
No. I can give you the joke. This is the word that is the root for the flower pansy in French.
Oh,
so it probably is
okay.
like pensée.
Okay, all right.
Oh my. Oh. Okay.
But unfortunately, that does mean it is close to Penn Island. Yes. I understand what I would be doing. I went ahead with it anyway.
Leona wouldn't care.
It's an island of flowers, but
Yeah.
yes, a Pensea Island. So, the map should still be able to detect it. You will find an island covered in flowers, and if you were to go there, I'm sure, sir, you would be able to find the local courting of spring there.
Well, thank you, Sir Grimalkin. Is there anything I can do for you to repay this favor?
Not at all, sir. I am at your disposal, sir.
You are too kind. Anyway, let me go see if
Though, if it does kind of like give you a sly lean. Though if I understand, sir, is running a little low on supplies. If there were to be some heavy cream to find its way to me, sir.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Kind of gives you one of those slow cat winks.
Mm-hmm. Porter just does a sage nod. Mm-hmm. But he will then make off to see Cat and Pepper to see about a slight course adjustment and maybe a pit stop.
Yep. She's up there in her quarters. Ruth is also probably there, studying the mapping table because it's time for morning navigation check-in.
Mm-hmm.
Since Leona's been making those checks, you can be present as well if you want.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So.
Morning, folks. I know this might be a bit out of the blue, but would you all mind making a slight detour and a pit stop today?
Oh. Ruth is kind of like, what sort of pit stop? She's watching the little mosaic tiles of the map, kind of like not in real time, but kind of fluttering and rolling in as you gradually make progress.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, well, it came to my attention that not too far from here we can locate a members of the Spring Court of the Fae. It's on a unmarked island here. I think it's called something like Pensea Island, something like that. I've been informed that the map table will be able to direct us there. like I said, as a priest of Verna, I do find it in my duty to check in on the fair folk every once in a while. You never know what they might be up to.
Well, Stormtrooper is, you can't say it's the weirdest thing we've ever been asked to do. Ruth's kind of feverishly checking her charts and says, well, it's not on the map charts, but if we adjust our heading very slightly, we might see it on the table.
How
At
does
the
the
very
how does
least,
the
it
map
would be,
table operate again?
So the old Lemurian map table it's a big, round table with kind of like a basin, basically, and it's filled with little tiny mosaic tiles.
Mhm.
And just magically, as you're going, the tiles rearrange themselves into the topography around you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just make a course correction towards. Porter will point in the direction that Grimm's tail was pointing.
South?
Yeah.
Got it?
And give it a bit of time, it should show up.
All right, well, we're all literal card-carrying adventurers here, so, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah.
Would I actually have to make a navigation check to find island, or...?
No, you don't need to worry about that. No.
The way you say that concerns me.
What is happening? The wheels are in motion, sir.
What if he doesn't have a license anymore?
No,
It's more than stuff.
Captain Pepper will just kind of, pop up to the top. She'll start, wheeling south a little.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
Mortis has never had a license.
I thought yours was just super expired.
No, was not made out to Mortis.
Oh.
So
This will be funny if we ever actually, you guys ever have a big powwow with the guild about trying to fucking sort this out. Maybe you can get grandfathered in.
That's spooky.
But yeah, basically, Pepper will, align things, adjust the tapering well. You do kind of gotta scooch a little against, your windage. But start heading a little more south. Porty, you just gonna, chill on the top deck for a bit?
Yep, I'm gonna bring out Grandpa and see. I'm gonna bring out Grandpa. Well, actually, I probably haven't put Grandpa away. I don't think there's any reason to.
Fair enough.
But Porter will actually he'll just get on Grandpa's back. It's a nice place.
Yep.
I like it up there.
Yeah.
Probably converse quietly with him and ask if Grandpa senses anything.
Oh, I'm keeping an ear out, lad, but we're very high up. I'm of the land, laddie.
Oh, don't I know it, Grandpa?
Would you like some tea? I'm asking Grandpa Turtle.
Appreciate it.
I'll pour
Thank
him.
you kindly,
I'll
lad.
pour him a glass.
All right. You've never seen a turtle pick up a teacup with his beak, but he does it. Doesn't mean he has to slam it back, but. But yeah, so probably I'm imagining that definitely Ruth, maybe Leona is just watching the map table.
yeah, it's like
Just kind of ticking along. Gwen will kind of lean down from the rigging over Porter and Ryahn and be like, "Oh, you're up today. What are you doing? Usually you're down below, unless there's a horrible monster yelling at us, or we at Sky Island,
Oh, we're going.
dragon, thunderstorm."
Wait, who is Gwen addressing?
You.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So this also would apply to Ryahn.
This is not. It's not me because I think I'm nearly always on deck.
I've been helping in navigation. So.
Yeah, no, and you're away. I don't necessarily know where Morticia is right now either, but we'll come to that in a second.
Oh, I'm on deck. I'm just dancing, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
This is
today.
Morticia's new desk, by the way.
Well, today, Lady Gwen, we're having a bit of an adventure. Hopefully not too much of an adventure, though. Going to go visit the fair folk. Checking on them, make sure everything went okay.
See if they want to give us an adventure or not.
Oh, you don't want an adventure for them, trust me.
Well, I get the feeling we won't necessarily be able to say no if they really want to give us one, though.
Oh, trust me, we can say no. Oh, sorry.
Gwen's ears, I think, are just twitching and being like, Porter, I have a strong suspicion that adventure will find us no matter what we want.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And that's why I always carry one of these and just like, puts it away. But yeah, no. After a little moment, Ruth is actually kind of like, well, I'll be darned. This actually is something there. As you know, Leona, you and her watch as the very unusual outline of an island starts to flow onto the map table. Porter, you're keeping lookout. If you want to look out below, you can see it. So there's an island in the ocean, not on any marked on any map, and this is a. How do I want to describe this? I mean, the island itself is shaped like the open blossom of a flower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a central area of the island, and then there's like 5 kind of like petals that kind of branch off of it. Giving it a very unusual shape.
I think Leona's gonna use like the best of her calligraphy training as a kid to make sure she can actually draw this out in her guide to have this boundless knowledge to report in eventually later, depending.
Yeah.
Don't you have a camera?
Someone has an arcane slate.
Yeah.
I can take a picture too, but the point is it's also put it in the book. There's a point.
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
So Porter and the rest of you can see out stretching out low. This is a beautifully bright, colorful island. It has distinctive pink sand beaches. Even from the range of at normal air shipping speed, though you probably did go a little low and slow because you're looking for something. But you can see vast meadows of flowers over hills and open fields. Depending if especially if Morticia gets out a spyglass or Leona and her zoom lenses come up. Looking at here, it looks almost like there are some varieties of flowers grown so large as to be the size of trees.
Oh, wow. Megafauna. Excuse me, flora.
Yeah.
Megaflora.
Somebody, cries out land ho, and, you start to go down for a set-in. As you approach, though, there is kind of, as you're getting closer, there's kind of an odd, sickly sweet smell on the air, kind of like a fresh nectar, fresh flower blossoms. Though maybe a little bit of a thickness,
cloying
heaviness to the air. Yeah, cloying air, different from the previous spring breeze. Porter, do you have your gourd bottle on you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you Porter hear a tiny little voice and be like, "Huh, it almost smells like home down there."
That puts me on guard a little bit.
That is concerning.
A little too sweet for my liking. Not enough booze.
Right, it is he doesn't land where she's from.
Yeah, Luxuria is described as like it like rains warm water, and they're constantly partying. So it's not quite the same, but yeah, there's definitely a weird air that she comments on. But yeah, no. You set down on one of the pink sand beaches, drop anchor. Captain Pepper comes down and says, "Okay, our friends are gonna go ashore and check things out. I am telling all of you, do not go ashore. Do not fuck with this island." After some grumbling, she said, "Okay. Marjan, the rest of you, if you want to fish over the side in the ocean, that's fine. No touchy the island." All right, okay.
Captain Pepper does
Run out of the gangplank.
Captain Pepper does other right of it. Like I said, even at the best of time, the fair folk can be fickle and they have their own ideas on how things should be done. So let's not try to get any funny ideas while we're on the island, okay? Try not to eat anything, drink anything, take any unwarranted gifts, if anyone gives you any hard times, basically use the catchphrase, it would be impolite until we greet the court. And especially, you know, he gives a sharp eye to you. Well, is Gwen? Well, actually, is Gwen coming? Is Gwen coming ashore with us?
Yeah, unless you're gonna tell her not to. Yeah.
You know, and especially, don't take anything that's not yours. This is directly pointed at Leona and Gwen.
Gwen kind of, raises her nose and says, "Porter, you know I'm from up north, right? I know better. There's a difference between people stuff and fairy stuff, okay?"
That is very, very true.
This girl knows on what side her bread.
As you know, the Oni count as Fae, and they are quite fickle about anything they own. So no, I know.
Uchiwara, as your bracelet probably, makes a disgusted noise of, ah, at Oni.
Ryahn gives a slightly dismissive look.
To who?
The fucker's gonna get cursed.
Just kind of like, just kind of the like, you're like specifically saying like, oh, like be really careful. It's like, yeah, be careful always. Like, he's kind of dismissing that like the Fae need to be necessarily treated differently.
Ah, okay. Well, unfortunately,
I think Ryahn is the only one who has not have any interaction with the Fae at all in his background.
That's horrible. Oh no. Oh well.
Leona's dealt with an Oni in her life.
Well,
so,
yeah.
All right, but that's it. Let us go ashore.
All right.
Bop, bop, bop.
Despite Porter's warning not to eat or drink anything on this island, this island is beautiful and hospitable.
Very pretty.
You can immediately start wandering through meadows as you start to get your bearings. There are there's a leafy indigo colored grass which is aromatic and you can tell is edible to people. There are clusters of wild mushrooms and berry bushes. The giant flowers are so large that they kind of drip with and bead with natural honeydew.
Wild.
You do not see a lot of animals on the island, but you do spot some small handfuls of what looks like dark-feathered feral chickens.
Feral
kind of
chickens.
trotting around.
Oh no!
Just like
chicken. The chicken side eye.
By the way,
and there
you
are
should
some
notice,
very remarkably nonplussed insects. There are some giant bumblebees, which are probably about the size of your fist, but they're bumblebees, so they're just kind of doing their thing.
I love the idea of a giant bumblebee. Just buzz, buzz, buzz.
if it was a wasp, we must kill it for the sake of the world.
Yeah.
But that's different.
No, there are no giant hornets here. There's just remarkably normalized insects.
Wild beedrill appears.
Vespa Queen?
Fun fact,
Is this
you know
called
that
again?
Beedrill you know that in real scale, Beedrill about 2 feet tall?
I think that is about what the scale of what giant hornets are supposed to be in this game.
I
So
guess
that would
if
be
you,
more
yeah.
lengthwise than tall.
I guess if you turn one into
They're
an
still
animal companion, it would become a beedrill.
Something like that. But yeah, so
Also,
the
the only way oh sorry.
Go ahead.
The only way to put this is that Morticia's wardrobe seemed to have gone Hawaiian.
Porter
Is
busts
in
out the
bright
straw
ass
hat.
floral print clothing.
I already got the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have a parasol.
Yeah.
Perfect. I need to get sunglasses for Archie.
Morticia doesn't have sunglasses, but the rings around her eyes are dark enough that it looks like she does.
Oh my god! Now would you have because you also use the Archie's eyes as beam lenses. You also could basically make lenses as weird dials for adjusting the settings.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Night of the Roxbury with Archie. It's just Porter in the driver's seat and Archie just on the side, somehow also bobbing his head. Just sunglasses on.
Bum, 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 bum.
What about Grandpa? Is he also in the back?
Porter lowers Archie's sunglasses to shoot the beams out.
I mean, no. Now I'm kind of picturing Archie as like one of those, T-Rex grabbers. So just when you want to fire, you just lever him up so like his mouth opens and the glasses raise and just.
It's like fucking Cyclops.
It is kind of like Cyclops. Anyway, let's make our way in. I will trust my feet will take me where I will trust in my feet and Verna's guidance to take me where I need to go.
Okay, all right.
I will support you because danger.
Ryan's gonna try and maintain some sort of direction sense.
Mortiz is just gonna let let nature take her where it will.
Everyone got quiet.
Hopefully not away from the rest of the group, but if it does, whatever.
Yes, Grandpa
Ryahn,
is the car we are riding in. But Grandpa
Yeah,
also
more
will need
duty today.
sunglasses.
We all need sunglasses.
If you wanna do the night at the Roxbury, yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yes, you do. You don't know that it's called Night at the Roxbury? You've seen it. Hold on.
Probably. I just don't. I just have no visual.
There's actually not sunglasses night at the Roxbury, but it makes it the thing.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
Yeah, no, I was like, you've seen it. You're just.
I was thinking something else, but yeah.
A famous SNL skit.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, I guess it is Blues Brothers plus Nights at the Roxbury kind of vibe.
Doc, and we're wearing.
We're on a mission from Verna.
Hit it. We're on a mission from God. God, Blues Brothers is so good. Yeah, I guess just.
It's a shame there was no sequel to that movie.
Anyway.
Yeah, no. Let's just say this is kind of like a sense or a predict, but narrative. Porter, make me a let's go with average divine check.
Righto.
Feel it out. But yeah, as you guys are just kind of walking around,
I am riding Grandpa. I would like to get assistance from him.
Sure, he can assist you.
Hell yeah.
Purple.
Man. Okay. It's a divine check. Is it still the 2 strain or 1 strain?
Nah, it's fine.
Oh, it's fine. Wait, that's not fine.
You probably should take 1 strain though for a threat.
Oh, okay.
Or do I want to have something? Yeah, we'll just let it ride. We're being narrative right now. We'll see how we'll let it lie how it may. But yes, so you guys are kind of trundling around the island, just feeling it out. Not necessarily like Porter, at least, is not necessarily looking for any like geographic significance, but more just kind of like feeling it out, dousing it out with Archie, trying to see what's up. As the rest of you kind of trail behind. You do wander around, and like I said, the island is mostly deserted of these things. You do spot, especially with this check, and some of you looking around, a small handful of some little squads of leaf or dewdrop pixies wandering around. But they don't really, unless you like go over to them or signal them, they don't really pay you any mind.
Nah.
Yeah, you're looking for bigger fish. As you guys are wandering around, though, you do notice some odd, features of the island. In addition to the giant flowers in the fields of, flowers and grasses and mushrooms and stuff, there are occasionally little clusters of standing stones in small formations at seemingly regular intervals. Some of them are marked in the Druidic language and have, talismans draped on them, depictions of Pablo and his sigils, normal waystones.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a little odd considering this is fairy territory and unmapped, but still not crazy. Some
Wild
of
hunt.
them are, yeah.
Yeah, that's the honest immediate thought.
I didn't catch your thought. I was sorry. What?
The wild hunt, which definitely counts as fae.
True. And Pavel is the sign of
Also,
roads.
druids do kind of mess with the fae.
A a lot of Fae are technically primal creatures or primal casters themselves.
Yeah.
Some of these stones, though, are much older than that. They are a different style, and they are covered in the language identified with the ancients, the very first humans who came out of the cradle, which is indecipherable. No one has been able to read ancient in a unbelievably long amount of time. They were defeated by old Lemuria in the time before the schism, and no one's been able to read their writing since. So
Hey, Rand, if I take-
very old stone
Hey,
formations.
Ryan, is this picture or this picture look more clear to if I want to show it to like a scholar one day?
It's a Wendy's parking lot sign. No.
I mean, that one, but I don't think anyone is ever going to be able to decipher it. People have been trying for a very long time.
Some also hidden in a couple of places around the flowers. As Porter, kind of like feels it out. You find, carved stone heads, kind of resembling the proportion and features of giant kin. It's kind of laying out there.
Mhm.
Huh.
And at one point, this kind of catches Ryahnn's eye. There's one set of stones that looks like some kind of astronomical significance. There's an islet, an eye rock. So there's like a rock that has like a circular hole cut in it, and there's a pointer like rock underneath that to indicate. And it looks like it's designed for you to view some asterism or heavenly body in its view. Though it's daylight right now, so you have no idea like when or where that's supposed to be used. But there's something slightly familiar, but a little foreboding about these rocks, Ryahn. And you think that the Dragon's Eye Ruby would fit perfectly in that eye rock. But you don't stumble into any obvious Fae stuff, so Porter's meandering path kind of takes you northish, northern petal of this island. And you've got a dense field of lavender and goldenrod flowers with these huge blossoms of like trees rising up in the center. And as you get closer, you can hear the the buzzing and humming of bees.
Mm-hmm.
And Porter, looking over the rim of your sunglasses, you can see a several drooping domes of beehives under these large flowers that all kind of connect up together like a little fortress. And as you, approach close, at first what you think are more giant bumblebees, but then resolve themselves into tiny humanoid figures with spears and mail, pull up to you and say, "Halt!"
Porter will halt.
State your business.
Porter bows low is like, "I am Porter, a priestess of Verna, on his way to pay his respects to the Spring Court."
Kind of some. Hey, funny fact: Fabies have silent communication talents, so they literally don't need to talk out loud. They kind of buzz back and forth, and then they go, "The Queen must see you." One of them nods and says, "Yes, you must see Queen Solida.
Like,
we are the gatekeepers of the court, and you must see her. Follow us." They go buzzing off.
Mm-hmm. Porter turns back to the rest of the group. "Stay close."
Understood.
And follows them.
Yep. As you guys are, moving through this flower field, you notice several more of those giant bumblebees, but now you notice that there are tiny knights astride them. Bee cavalry.
Didn't Porter want a
you're
collection
shadowed
of
from a
these?
respectable distance. What was that?
Didn't Porter want to collect some Fabies?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
what happens happens. Okay?
Whatever happens, happens. But I got to see
I'll
them,
say
and
it.
that makes me happy.
We know they exist.
Hmm?
You know where
You know,
some
they
are.
existed, but there's
It's a
some here.
lot more hospitable than
Have
it
a
used to be.
bee.
So you come up to this hive, a complex large hive grouping. There's a little balcony. And so to let people know in case they don't be reading all my notes about the Fabies. So fairy bees or Fabies are roughly kind of the size of pixies, but their appearance is kind of more like a bee, and they do a lot of different jobs for fairies. But the most important one being that they can, while they operate at small scale, they gather loose debris and craft things, so they can produce food, tools, clothing, even etc. And these ones they say are employed as guards. So their smallest, their worker bees are about the size of your thumb.
Cute.
Their knights are about the size of your index finger. Hence why they can ride, giant fist-sized bumblebees. But yes, they did, by the way, they are armed with shields and lances, and they did, tell you to halt and state your business kind of a thing.
Mhm.
If you committed a crime here, they would tell you, you have violated the law. But much like bees, they are colonial, and they have queens. So a Fabi queen is about 6 inches in height. Glimmering wings, kind of golden blonde hair, little tiny crown. Wearing kind of like a little gown. She's got a scepter in one hand. And, she comes out on a little balcony to speak to, human-sized guests.
Mhm.
In the background, you guys are kind of looking around. This whole field, is full of humming and buzzing, and you think you hear distant string music, filled with a scent of honey.
Ooh.
The Queen Fabi does a little curtsy. She says, "Greetings to you, travelers. I am Queen Solida. I am a servant of Lady Parisa of the Aishi."
Porter will go down to one knee and bow respectfully. It's like a pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. I am Porter. Of the travelers many paths, priest of Verna, her oracle. God, my throat. Have I been talking too much today?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Maybe you've been talking enough.
Maybe.
We have been going for a while, though. Let me double check the clock on this. Yeah, it's almost 4
Yeah.
hours. We'll be
Yeah,
wrapping up.
we've been
after
going
this.
for 4 hours.
Okay.
That's
We'll see.
probably
We'll see where this takes us.
Yeah, but her oracle here to pay the spring court his respects.
The honor is mine, servant of Queen of Spirits. We are employed by Lady Parisa to defend the gates to her secret court. Normally, you and your esteemed guests would be very welcome, but currently, my great hive is in a crisis. On this island, a fiendish avian has come, and it has taken to eating my subjects. We know it as the rustling one, the one who crows, the dog phoenix.
Is it the black fucking chickens?
It is a fearsome beast with a fiery countenance and a terrible cry, and it snatches up my knight's whole. He's terrible, is what I'm saying. Awful. No good. I do not like him. And so I believe that the Lady of Spirits has brought you to us in this time of need. You and your normal human-sized, talented adventurers. Yes, I see many of you are beset with weapons and magic.
So
you
no
must
human
slay the beast.
sized. That just gets me so.
Yes,
Roll.
the mighty, the one who crows. Dangerous and deadly. He is as tall as a man.
Oh.
One big
It would be
rooster.
our honor to assist you.
Thank you. Once we may no longer need to rally our people, I shall show you the secret way to the court.
Queen of the living courts.
Porter will say, it's like, if you could only, I hate to impose, but if you could barely point us in the way that you believe this fiend to be, we shall be.
Yes, of course.
Also, just want to say Gwen totally called it.
In fact, Gwen will probably lean over and just quietly say, "Called it." Yes, of course. If anybody wants to roll knowledge dungeoneering on the one who crows, the dog phoenix.
I'm going
I'd
to,
like
but I think I
to.
know what it is.
Does this count as a beast? Can I add a boost to that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I should get some dungeoneering at some point.
Roll me an average no dungeon.
Excuse me.
As those guys are rolling, as a sotto voce to mostly to Ryahn, but probably the rest of you can hear it. Grim will kind of
Yeah.
around your leg and say, quite unusual. Normally, the lady of the court should be responsible for any unnatural monsters rattling around her domain. I wonder if perhaps her knights are occupied elsewhere, sir.
Is he speaking to
I
Ryahn?
think we just started a question.
Yes,
Okay.
he looks up at Ryahn as he's saying, but the rest of you can hear this. If you wish to
I have
respond
this
to him.
feeling that I
Well,
get one thing in order
I
to
suppose if we are going to be entering the court, we will discover whatever reason.
Leona,
I believe
you
the beast is known as. Oh no, I was gonna make a very poor joke.
Leona, you have a couple of ideas
Brandon
which it could be, but Morticia, you've heard of this, though you probably haven't met one in person, because it's definitely not your
No.
vibes. This is a creature known as a flame
No.
rooster, sometimes called the dog phoenix, or in the Longu dialect, the basan, or the basa basa.
I feel like Morticia brings it up. It's like, oh wait, I might remember that. And I,
Yeah, with 3 advantage, once she gets you in the right ballpark, you're like, oh, basa basa, which is automatopoeia for the rustling of the bamboo shoots as it moves through them. A basan is like the inverse of a cockatrice. You guys would, especially those of you with decent engineering, the legend of the cockatrice is, when a snake incubates a hen's egg. The basan, the flame rooster, is born when a black hen's egg is incubated too warmly, such as in the presence of too much fire mana. They are.
It's burned, right?
Was that Nels?
Originally, it's like it was burned. I thought.
Yeah, it can be burned. Also, I think there's some version of Legends where it's like if you incubate a black hen's egg in a human armpit. Yokai are weird, Chad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
The
weird.
result, though, is a rooster as tall as a man, omnivorous, territorial, known to terrorize or taunt settlements, mortal or otherwise, by appearing around dawn and dusk, crowing, cawing, but fast enough to vanish from sight. Also, they breathe fire.
never get that part.
Ojo the chicken.
So yes, if you've agreed to hunt this foul beast, yes, I did do the pun there. Queen Solida nods and says she will allow you as guest to speak with Lady Persa and any other rewards in her power. To guide you on your way, I shall send you with my junior-most queen, Lady Beatrix. And so a slightly shorter, slightly less fancy, no little crown on her head, Faye B flutters out. Though she does have, a tiny rapier that looks like it was made out of like an iron toothpick at her side. And she just kind of, leaves the balcony, flutters up over Porter's shoulder, does, midair curtsy and bow, and says, I shall guide you, sir.
Oh. I'm trying to think of the proper appellation for a princess.
Your Highness works.
Your Highness.
Ladyship.
Much appreciated, Your Highness. Small bow so he doesn't, completely like make some sort of great.
No, actually, so Axe is technically right. The correct address would be ladyship only because you're in the presence of the queen.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably good, yes.
Ladyship.
Want to avoid confusion.
Yes. Ladyship.
Yeah, it'd be highness out anywhere other than in the presence of the queen.
Today I
I'm
learned.
reading old medieval fucking stuff.
Alrighty. Okay. So, I think that's where we'll wrap up the session. You guys agree to hunt the chicken of doom.
And then I guess
Gross
after that, we'll.
chicken.
To be clear, this is not one of the courtiers, right?
No.
No, this is just the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the gate card.
These are yeah.
I did. God damn it, Lottie, beat me to it. WillyWitch.com.
Oh, I should specify. Sorry, it wasn't clear earlier. The druidic text has nothing to do with the ancient language. Those are two
Okay.
separate types of rock formations.
I'm still curious what it says, but we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna warn you. You're gonna be curious for eternity.
fair enough.
It is literally in my notes, and nobody knows how to read ancient.
Nobody.
That is fair. That means I don't know. At least some scholar might at least like the photos.
They might think it's cool,
I know how
but
to
yeah.
speak it. It doesn't mean anything. I can just speak gibberish.
I can say nonsense.
And the door wasn't there.
But yeah, so there's yes, the while in real life it is a type of yokai, the in this case Basan falls under the genus of magical beast. It is a fire element chicken.
Oh, cool! I get to. I will. Never mind.
Yes, it's very very fanciful looking, like that picture Dallas just showed. Yeah.
Oh, I bet it has a lot of meat on it.
I did actually.
Oh, we're gonna
make a
have.
gift.
I assume it's always warm too.
Oh, we
It
have.
It may
Good
come
lord.
pre-spiced.
We're having the yakitori tonight, boys.
I
Anyway,
did make a gift for the actual court, but I'm gonna.
Ironically, this party is now more girls than guys now because it's now 3-2.
And I am not. Unfortunately, Porter is not leading a happy harem life. He cries.
I feel like Gwen's response to, by the way, to the comments about hunting the beast is to just like cock the flint on the
The gun.
rifle she's got. Yeah, just.
And they're pretty impressive. I forget. It's like a
I'm-
really cool thing.
I'm definitely expecting meeting groups of the chickens.
Yeah, I know. Now that you mentioned this, I'm all like, oh, the fucking black chickens.
Honestly, guys, I hope you guys don't mind if I actually try to hunt this thing.
I told you guys I struggled to write this whole segment because there's a lot of like expository environmental text. I do a lot of describing.
I mean, I hope we got
because
through
we're
that
on a
first.
fucking fairy island, which is cool, but
I
like,
know.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited to be here, and I'm also excited to see Fabies. This gives me life.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Oh, no,
session is
yeah,
going to be hunt the thing and then
Morti's,
doing the court stuff the entire time.
we'll see what happens.
When
I-
December being spring aligned, she is a druid, so she
I
is
probably should do.
internally squeeing.
It's a great time.
I
All
fully expect Ryahn to be completely bamboozled by the Fae and be have games played against him and stuff like that. So
We will
Probably.
see how it shakes out. This will be though the end of the session because it is heckin' midnight.
Heckin'.
It's a terrible shame. I forgot to give chat my joke earlier that we started recording this on the day when Johnny Silverhand bombed Arasaka Tower.
Aw.
saw that
It is
post.
no longer that day, but
It is for me.
that's when
So
we
it still is the
recorded.
day for
Hey,
me.
yeah, nice. And yes, no, that is a thing that the internet knows that it had a canonical date at Cyberpunk 2020, so everybody knows that's when it went down.
Also,
it's very
that's like
funny.
I think it's like that's like from like post. It's like from like post the situation. Yeah.
But we're gonna do EXP. So give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna do for Leona backstory moment. It was a good bit.
Excuse
And
me.
then
I
we
tried.
did two.
I know it
yeah,
was
you
a
did
mess.
Two encounters. It's okay. You got your point
Mess.
across. So we'll call that
Oh, I thought it was
15.
good.
No, it was fine. I was not in a bad way. But because I was just kind of like sitting back, just soaking it in. I had to fight yawning a couple times because I'm like, I'm just sitting here. I'm just chilling. Other people doing the storytelling. Next time I'll rack up some stories. But yes, next time you will engage in the Basan hunt.
It's been a while since we did a giant monster hunt.
Also,
go
hey,
chicken
Lucky,
hunt.
do you remember how earlier this very session you said, "Oh, I need to stock up on some eggs," and then I just, the monkey's paw curls, the GM smiles. All's right in the world. I don't know how I do this, by the way. I'm very good at just like psychically predicting.
I wonder
but
what
yeah,
would happen if I
guess it's
dip
come
the
back.
blade in Basan blood.
You have a
I wonder
bloody
what that will do.
blade.
Anything. I mean, it's eternally
It'll
bloody.
be happy no matter what.
Fair. Also, every time I draw, does it always take one, or is it just?
No.
already paid-
That was
already
just
paid the tab?
that was just when you bond with the sword. It
Fair.
sucked a little bit of your blood out. He was hungry.
It's in the
okay?
sword now.
All right, okay. That's gonna be the session. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And next time we're gonna have a little monster wrestle, and then see what else comes of your Fae shenanigans. Good night, everybody.
Good night.